Here we go. Sorry, I'm not feeding it directly. I tried the OBS, but apparently my internet cannot handle the OBS. I need more bandwidth. So we're stuck with this. All right. You ever get that song stuck in your head, like? And this is what has been stuck in my head for a few days, on and off. That riff. I was hearing that. It's been in my head all week. I tried to find a karaoke version of this so I could not have to worry about copyright. But I hope the sound's okay. I know how, because I'm playing it, noise cancellation might kick in. I don't know, so it might sound funky. Oh, listen to that. Ronan in the house. Oh, man. Listen to that. Man, why didn't I stay with my playing? I'm lucky I know a few chords. Well, I'm in the mood to hang out. Oh, here we go. Listen to that. All right, let me drop the invite link. It's gonna go in the outside chat. The Brojo chat. That's where it's going. Man out there. Man, I don't know. All right, I gotta play this. I gotta play this other one. I gotta play this other thing. I came across this looking for the Allman Brothers song because I forgot the name of that song. Actually, I thought it was called "Man Downstairs." I don't know, but it's called "Eat a Peach." Right? I hope I got that right. But I came across this other video, which I thought was kind of funny. While searching the Allman Brothers. So here, let me play that for you. Again, if there's an issue with the audio, too loud, too soft, whatever, let me know. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Is this it? I hope this comes up. Okay. Is that it? I only listened to a minute or two of this, so a lot of this is going to be a surprise for both of us. Okay. So, I just got the first minute. I thought this was kind of cool. Here we go. Remember Goomer Pile?
titties like you wanted me, calling me all the time. Like Bounty, check out my Chrissy behind it's fine all the time. Like six on the beaches. What else is in the teachers of teachers? Huh, what? Sucking on my titties like you wanted me, calling me all the time. Like Bounty, check out my Chrissy behind it. What else is in the teachers of teachers? Like sex on the beaches. What? Huh? Right. What?
Well,
What? Right.
this guy, Ron Howard. Oh, kid.
What? Right.
Turn around, kid. Don't look over there.
SIS-IUD, stay in school, cause it's the best. IUD, SIS, stay in school,
What the fuck is he doing with that kid?
IUD, SIS, stay in school, cause it's the best. IUD, SIS, stay in school, cause it's the best. Sucking on my titties like you want me, calling me all the time. Like, don't you check out my Chrissy behind it's fine all the time. Like sex on the beaches. What else is in the teachers of features? Huh? What? Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away.
Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away.
Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Oh, what? Right.
Maybe I shouldn't have done it.
Oh, what? Right. What else is in the teachers?
I thought that was kind of cool. Oh, you remember the Andy Griffith show? Vic in the house.
Yo, what's up, dude?
What up, buddy?
How you been, man?
I'm doing better now. You're here.
Cool.
What'd you think of that video?
Oh yeah, I seen this a while ago. It's Peaches.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, this song is about sexual, not protection, avoiding pregnancy by using like when she says stay in school, it's the best. IUD. IUD is an intrauterine device, so you won't get pregnant. Yeah, so it's a promotional song, I guess.
I think I was too busy. I'm watching like all the editing in the video. I'm catching like the chorus, you know.
Yeah, no, it's a funny video. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, Ronan's out there. Hey, Ronan, you coming in, buddy?
He's floating out there. Come on down. You're the next contestant.
Glad you guys up so late.
Yeah, I heard a little ding on the computer. I was like, what's that? I was like, oh shit, bro, just having a
right.
Because I didn't play video games lately. I've been like locked in the room, so I haven't been around, out.
Yeah, gotta hit those notification buttons, everybody.
Right.
Sometimes it gets annoying, like in the Hangout, like a message will come up. Now, for some reason, it comes up twice on my computer. And I don't know.
Weird.
But sometimes it can be annoying. Yeah, so
so what's new?
Oh my God, I don't know. Like, okay, the last thing that amused me, I'll stop before I thought about doing this hang. S.J. Thomason, you know her?
No.
S.J. Thomason, the female Christian apologist.
I don't think. No, I'm not familiar with that.
Blonde-headed woman. Been having she has some back and forth with Skylar. She,
Mm.
Different debates.
Mhm.
Well, she's been hanging out with G-Man and Veckel lately.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, they're hanging out. So that was that was interesting. I caught the last, I think maybe 15 minutes, but
What were they like going on about? Was what like a debate? Or-
you know what we can do is let's bring it up because
Okay.
there's a couple of interesting points.
Cool.
Oh, okay. He needs a link. All right, buddy. I'm just gonna pop in the chat. There you go. It should come up. There you go. There you go. All right, let me pull it up. Let me find it.
Yeah, they talked to G-Man a couple of times. He's yelled at me.
Yelling at you.
Yeah.
When is he not yelling at somebody?
I know, right?
All right, so her last video is called "Why Atheism Fails." G-Man, Beckel, and SJ weigh in. So it looks like it went on for about an hour. Okay, so what they've been doing, going to review a video that's reviewing a video. That's what we're going to do tonight.
Sounds good.
Review a video that's reviewing a video. Okay. Whoops. Oh, wait. Oh, but I have too many windows open. All right. I have the outside YouTube open.
Out there?
Let me just. Okay, I can close that window. On the screen. Hey, Ronan. Okay. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Ronan.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, Ronan, did you catch S.J. Thomas video
Yes,
today?
she's relatively new to the community.
Uh-huh.
I heard her chat with Skylar Fiction.
Oh, that was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they've kind of had an out since then. She backed down out of a debate, and then Skylar kind of made fun of her, and so she's upset about that. And
Is she an atheist then, or is she debating them?
she's a Christian apologist.
Oh, that's right. You said earlier. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. S.J. Thomason. So I don't know. Do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So what they've been doing is last couple of weeks, her and G-Man have been reviewing the Atheist Experience videos. Yeah. No, I haven't. Yeah, I guess, but I haven't even bothered watching any of it. I mean, very short skip. I'm just not interested in them critiquing the Atheist Experience.
Same here. It's like you heard it before. It's kind of just a bunch of rhetoric. There's nothing else they can say other than what's there. So it's obviously boring because it's been said so many times.
Yeah, for sure. I only caught the last 10 minutes of their hangout.
That's why it's so hard to fight religion, because it's just all fantasy. It's like I'll throw a realistic rock at you, and they're like, okay, I'll just wave my hand, and Jesus will come in front of it, and jizz on the rock and throw it right back at your face, and you're gonna have babies out of your ears. You could do anything you want with religion.
It is. I it does kind of come down to that, right? DC versus Marvel kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I know, and I was a Christian, so I'd be insulted by you saying that, because you compare my strongly, and I try to sympathize. My strongly held beliefs, you're ridiculing and making fun using comic book references, but it applies if they would just see some of the logic, because you're doing the same thing with the Bible.
Right.
Spider-Man in New York City, right? We've heard it before. Jesus Christ in Jerusalem.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, it kind of does come back to that, and then to hear the debates,
Mhm.
it's then it's like, okay, I feel like you can take it to like being at a Comic-Con convention, comic book convention, and people arguing about, the real origins of their superhero or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
and when I remind myself to look at it sometimes like that, yeah, it kind of is.
Well, it's like that whole thing too. They have that whole Batman versus Superman issue. There's a lot of fans that, I think it's totally retarded because there's no way Superman could lose a fight with Batman. But you have these guys and they'll fight against each other just to have a team to fight with, just to argue with.
Yeah, what the fuck is that with Superman? Batman cannot beat Superman. What the?
No way. They always play that kryptonite shit.
A rich boy with some cool toys,
right?
Can't fucking fly.
Right? Yeah. All Superman has to do is like freeze him with his breath or fucking shoot his laser eyes right at him and boom, he's dead. He's gone.
It's it over, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You take him up above the fucking atmosphere.
Yeah, and drop his ass and say, "Now it's fly, you fucking bat."
Suffocates, right? Oh, but we're gonna have. Oh, wait, the new Bat Astro helmet.
Right? Yeah. Now the Iron Man suits are for everybody, and they all got their own thing. They can breathe in space and fucking fly around now.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. I mean, because even like, the gods back in the day always had their weaknesses. The Achilles heel, and now they're just making everybody invincible. It's almost like PC culture. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody wins. Everybody's great. It's horrible. It's too easy. You need a good old movie where somebody dies, and they have to drag his body 10 miles to show their mother, what happened and shit.
If we could just allow the stories to be stories and still be inspired, right? I mean, we do it all the time, right? Go to movies, read books, and we get inspired by the stories.
Yeah, but the stories are getting so lame. There's nothing really to them. There's always some simple story and nothing but a bunch of action and background noise. And I don't know. I'm just comparing the movies of today to, I think it was Scorsese that, said something about how, all the Marvel movies are just nothing but a big circus, just a big playground. And it's making a mockery of, the movie industry.
Speaking of, I saw a headline. Oh, see, I'm kind of okay. Well, I could get off of this screen for a moment, since I have it here. Let me screen share this screen. I'll come back to that other thing, but apparently the new movie, Birds of Prey.
Oh yeah, I heard of that.
Apparently had a bad opening. How Birds of Prey went astray with 33 million plus opening Sunday final.
It's weird because these movies that come out with the all female cast, they've had the Ocean's 11 one, Ocean's period or something, and this, and also there's another one where it's just all chicks. Ghostbusters, remember that?
Well, this is the female character though, right?
It's all female cast.
No, but her character is a female character originally, Harley Quinn. Yeah.
But she has like other chicks that help her. It's like a female thing, I guess.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Girl power. We got girl power.
Yeah, and half the viewers are men are going to go watch movies, and if they don't have a chick that wants to go take them, let's go watch it. Come on, it'll be good. Most dudes ain't gonna watch it. They'll rather watch some,
This is about motivating the vote. This is about motivating the vote. You had at the Super Bowl halftime. You had the Latin women. It was about that same theme was women power.
Really?
Yeah.
At a football game? Oh fuck, man, that's just sad. That's a fucking man's game, Like bitches in the kitchen. They give me some more Doritos and we need more sandwiches out here. That's sad. That's horrible. It's like the games they had back in the Roman days and the big old theater, the amphitheater, whatever they call it, the Coliseum. And I don't know. It goes from killing lions to just I don't
Hey,
know.
Ronan, what do you think, Ronan? You think they're trying to motivate the estrogen masses here?
Feel my
Well-
titties thinking right now.
Well, it was just based on appeal, and obviously it wasn't that interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah. And also, I mean, you open it's fucking February.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, it's like cold. Most of the country usually cold, a bit colder, and people don't go out so much the weekends. Go to the
Oh,
movie.
yeah, that good point. Good
The
point.
big releases are always like in mid-May.
Yeah.
Star Wars will releases around the mid-May. All them big movies.
I don't know what I didn't read this article, so I don't know what reasons they're given. In the wake of hitting highs with Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and the highest-grossing R-rated movie of all time, and the 11-time Oscar-nominated and billion-dollar-plus grossing Joker. Man, this this is one long fucking run-on sentence here.
So it's a Joker character too. They play that fucker out everywhere. It's just how many Joker movies can you make?
Billion. Warner Brothers DC hit a pothole with the Suicide Squad spin-off Birds of Prey, opening well below projections with $33.2 million stateside, 81 worldwide. So
Well, it would make sense, but for the fact that all these other movies had attendance, and they're also in cold climates, so
yeah.
that's why I said it was little interest if all the movies are out there at the same time, and some of them gross far more than this one.
Yeah, so that was a flop. I still have yet to see Joker. Have you seen Joker? I heard it was good.
No,
No,
I see. Do some YouTube stuff.
A friend of mine just recently saw it. They liked it. So yeah, I can watch it.
I might watch that one. It looks pretty interesting. Who plays it? Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Joaquin Phoenix, is that what's his name's brother?
I'm sorry.
That one that's his brother, right? The one that committed suicide or something like that. Phoenix.
In real life?
River Phoenix. Yeah, River Phoenix. Is that his brother?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably. I mean, how many people have the last name Phoenix?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. It's like an Estevez. Emilio.
I don't know. Do I go back to Thomason or do I move on with Drudge Report, clickbait, or other news? Or
I don't know, man. We need like a wheel you could spin and click, see where it lands. And it has to be a section that says booty, so we have to watch like a 5-minute stripper video or something.
yeah. Well, fuck G, man.
Yeah.
The Steve McRae, that kind of drama stirring up again, and I'm finding that quite interesting.
McRae?
Yeah. Well, I'm enjoying Nate Brody's videos, and him talking about the case, possible things that can go wrong.
I don't think I've seen that one. I caught a couple.
I mean, I've said before, and it looks like it's going to go that way. No, there's going to be no money to be had. Nothing's going to be had here. The whole fiasco with McRae and Kyle.
Money?
It's
Oh,
non-sequitur.
is that something about? Okay, yeah.
The non-sequitur show.
That's right.
Come on, Vic. Keep up with the drama here.
How long has that been going on?
No, it's going back and forth in the courts now.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Heretic's been doing videos too. So he's been, he's been thinking Heretic has gained some audience, boy.
That's cool. He got a good little thing going on there with his with his hood on and being all creepy.
Yeah. He's got his
I like a Sith Lord, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Using the OBS. Oh, I tried to use that on my computer. It seems the internet, I don't have enough bandwidth. So it was
For
giving me
what?
problems broadcasting OBS from my computer. Because it's definitely not the computer problem, because I have more than enough juice with this new computer.
Are you wired in? Hardwired?
No, I have to use a hotspot to get into it.
Oh, that might be why. If you wire it in straight to the router.
No, I'm wired straight to the router, but the router is a hotspot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because the only thing that you can get by me is phone lines.
Oh man.
Cable, yeah.
DSL.
Either go DSL over the phones,
Mm-hmm.
or get satellite, which is pricey.
Yeah, I had that before. So
Right, and there's no cable here, so it reminds me of that part of Trump's speech. Did you catch his speech, the State of the Union?
no.
Well, he's kind of promising everybody's gonna have internet. Even everybody. Once he said, even those in the rural areas, you're gonna get, whatever 4G. But everything.
He wants to run the 5G net everywhere, right? He's making some promises there. Now that might get him reelected. If everybody gets internet, that will definitely get him reelected. Like Obama phones, everybody's all excited.
So, oh man, where was I going with this now? Oh fuck! I lost my track of my train of thought. So Tommy's in the house. Probably had to do with bringing up stuff on the Drudge Report.
Okay. Cool.
Wait a minute. Oh shit! I'm stuck here. What's happening here? This Drudge. Okay, let me share that, and then let me let Tommy in. Oh, there he is. Alrighty.
I'm here. I'm in queer. What's up?
Hey, Tommy.
What up, St. Tommy? How you doing?
What's up?
How you been, man?
What's up?
What's up? That was a classic commercial, right? For a while.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a Super Bowl promoted thing too, right? Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Just like the Budweiser frogs. Budweiser.
The frogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when they came out with the Super Bowl thing too.
They haven't come up with any really good commercials like that lately.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, they haven't. For Budweiser. Whoops. Dogs.
Clydesdale horses they used to use a lot.
When I was a little kid, I remember them parading around the mall, with those Clydesdales pulling that Budweiser cart. That was pretty badass. Looks like the horses were huge.
Yeah, pretty
they don't
big.
do that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah, pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I hate when I get sidetracked talking about internet, 5G. All right, hotspot, computer, OBS, heretic, right? Steve McRae drama. See, I just had to rewind a little bit, try to trace my steps back here.
Steve McRae.
But yeah, that shit's still going back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah. I encourage you go see Nate Brody's videos.
Yeah, I'll probably check some out. I mean, I've really been in that loop.
Yeah. And then it's only then I'll go over. I'm not subscribed to McRae's or his great debate community, but since they picked this up, you go over there and then you kind of hear them talking, chit-chatting, and it's all very interesting.
I'm about to get some notifications up so I can catch a couple of them just for fun.
Where does Nate fit into all that?
Well, Nate Brody's a lawyer. So he's looking at the paperwork with the lawsuit that's going back and forth over the non sequitur show.
Yes.
So he's doing his commentary, and it's very interesting. But like I said, they ain't gonna get shit, and this shit should have been dropped a while ago. But it's at the point where why would you even want this channel? It's got all stigma and all stuff. if I'm Steve McRae, well, you have Steve McRae channel, and you have your great debate community that you're trying to build. So why don't you just work on those channels? Instead of trying,
Just let it go, boy. Just
Yeah,
let
because
it
there's
go.
no money to be had. It was in debt. If anything, that the whole company was in debt. Go see the videos. They released the financials, and they were like 20 grand in the hole.
Dang.
Money's gone. The money's gone.
It's like, all right, Steve, hey, you want your part of the biz? Yeah, you want to buy some of this? You want to pay some of this debt?
Nobody loves you when you're down and out.
Now, get this. Now, the latest thing is Steve sent some paperwork to Kyle, right? And what had happened was his mother signed for it, and Kyle no longer lived there. So now the whole thing Kyle's bringing up is that he was not properly served papers. So therefore, everything that came about in the case up to that point is no good. So Steve has to kind of might have to start the whole process over.
Just because he didn't deliver the papers properly to him?
Because if you're going to get served to appear in court, you have to be served properly. It has to show that you got the paperwork, the subpoena, whatever.
How do you know? Sorry,
you signed for it.
It's the old mommy defense. Yeah, my mommy.
But he apparently has proof, though. He has proof he's at another address.
Yeah, but I mean, if the court order paper was to get him notified so he could show up in court, he got notified to show up in court.
Not to show up in court because they were in two different states. I forgot what it was for.
There's so many stipulations and stuff because if he got the notice and he was noticed to be there,
they wanted to release financials on non sequitur show, that kind of thing. Yeah. Oh,
damn.
Yep. Crazy.
Yeah.
People just crazy.
And what was it over? Like $1,200 or something?
No, I think.
$1,200. Damn it! I want my money.
Well, they went through the financials, and of course, the first, in any business, right? The first year or two you're gonna take a loss,
right?
Most businesses do, right? Because you're just starting to get things going, and then I think they had 1 year where they had some growth going,
like a break-even point, usually the second or third.
But they were still in the hole, And Kyle billed. He's like, oh, listen, I did all this work. He was bringing up examples of work as far as doing thumbnails, video editing, artwork, all this the stuff that he was doing. That he said, well, I should be compensated for my work, and he was willing to take less than a third of what that work would normally go, be paid for in the market, because he had. Interest in the business.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. This man.
Did they have like business?
He made a good case though. I seen, like I said, go see the video.
I wonder if it was like a corporation thing or if it was just a business partnership.
You ain't gonna get no money, boy. Shit.
There ain't no fucking money to be had.
No, not at all, man. Because I walked away from a corporation that was making some good money, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm out. And I walked out from a business because of all the fighting and stuff, even though I built most of the crap and I did all the computer work and networking and everything for him. I was just like, screw this place. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm gone.
Yeah. It's so stupid. But it just amazes me. Some people just claim to be so smart. So dumb. So dumb. He didn't even make a contract with Kyle. You're going to start a business with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Partnership. You had nothing in like really like a contract in writing. It was like a lot of it was very verbal agreement.
Oh, that never works. Handshakes, no, not in business. You got to have contracts. You got to have paperwork. Anything you can sign.
But
yeah, because fights will happen. They'll break out.
But Heretic is covering all this too. He's in the style of Heretic, and it's like he's built up a whole following around this whole case is going on.
That's kind of interesting, though. I mean,
and his hate, I don't know, hatred, but his
Yeah.
disgust with Steve McRae.
It's strong.
His
and
narcissism.
yeah,
Yeah, because Steve is
it carries them.
he's a narcissist. Oh man. Oh, so I went over to his channel the other night. What
Hmm.
was it? Last night. Last night. He has the thing called Rum and Coke Night on the Steve
Oh
McRae.
yeah. I see.
Yeah. So I go over there and he's there, and there's like 3 or 4. There's his new co-hosts apparently, Cheshire, right? This girl Cheshire, she's early 20s, something like that. So then there's these other girls there, and they're all like in their 20s. They all kind of low, except there was like one other a woman. She must have been a little bit older, but it was just so. It felt so creepy.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like Playboy Mansion-y, but yeah.
Is he fucking any of them? Is he getting any or what?
Right? Yeah. How twisted is this going? This is like some
Come in, baby.
Hollywood stuff going on here.
It was like he was like this little cult leader, you know. That's what it felt like. It was like Steve, and that's like Heretic. He's alluding to that, like that. Steve is like got this personality because he's so narcissistic that he wants to be like maybe he could be a cult leader.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I just find it all humorous. Ronan, come on, Ronan, tell me something, Ronan. You don't see all this, Ronan?
What? I'm listening.
I liked Heretic's Russian music, man. He had all the Russian music and he was like finger dancing and stuff. He was juking to the Russian music, man. It was great. What's up, Ronan?
So, Ronan, what are you thinking about all that? I mean, I've seen you around in the chats, hanging around.
I agree with Nate Brody. That's basically it. I agree with Nate Brody, and well, Steve McRae is basically a liar. You know, and it's kind of funny because it's obvious, but they want to deny it. And that's what makes it so funny, because if they really look at what they're reading, you know, they'd understand, but they don't want to look at that. You know, no.
So start calling him Steamy McCrap. Instead of Steve McRae. Steamy McCrap.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's Steve McCrazy.
Crazy.
What they've been calling him, the McCrazies. The McCrazy. It's like a fucking clan. The McCrazies, and you have
like the McCoys and the yeah, right. Yeah, but hillbilly. It's something hillbilly too.
And the Kyle E. Curtis clan.
That's totally like redneck, right? Should be in the hills of Alabama and shit, shooting at each other. You fuck my sister. Only I could fuck my sister. Boom. Well, you're my cousin and my son. I want to see you, boy.
Steve McRae, I saw Hangout yesterday, I believe, or day before. Steve McRae had this sweet heathen, a woman. She is like, man.
She was in that Rum and Coke thing.
She is pretty. I mean, compared, it looks like she's related to Cheshire Vic, but Cheshire Vic, I've noticed, I've watched long enough, like, if she says something wrong, she'll cut herself off. You know, versus saying whatever she's going to say, and when she catches herself disagreeing with Steve McRae, Cheshire Vic.
Oh,
yeah, when she catches herself disagreeing, she'll change her narrative so it switches it around to agree with Steve McRae. It's weird. I'd feel uncomfortable having people like that around me. You know that. You know, well, you're right, Ronan. You're right. No. I want you to question what.
Awkward.
You think she has daddy issues?
I think so. She has that, I guess, style that it looks like she's like want to be dependent on someone who's supposedly strong, and maybe her father was a liar. I don't know.
Pull her hair, slap her face, and tell you love her.
Oh yeah, she's like definitely. I could feel like she's taking advantage of this opportunity. You know, riding on Steve's coattails in a bit, right? Whatever.
Oh yeah.
Wherever that fucking leads, who knows?
Yeah, really.
I don't know why you want to ride those coattails anyway.
Fame, baby, fame. Yeah. Wow.
Fame at any price. Even if it's my dignity.
No dignity.
No
Dignity? What's that?
No diggity.
Speaking of no diggity and older men who like very young women. Well, very young. Not even women, girls.
I know you're going.
Biden, 5th place.
Yeah, I heard he what is it? Scaled down some of his staff. It looked like he sees the end of it, but he's gonna go, through with it. But if he doesn't get anything going by Super Tuesday, man, it's gonna be bad for him.
When is Super Tuesday?
I don't recall right now.
Either that or run out of funds.
No, I think Trump's going to take it again, man. He's promising a lot of stuff, and he's got a lot of people on his side. And it's kind of like when you buy a house or where you want to move, right? You want equality for everybody, for all the different colors of people. But let's face it, when you buy a house, you want to go into like the most racist old white community because it's going to be safer there. To worry about your rims or anything. I don't know.
Nobody wants their dog getting harassed and grill getting stolen.
Right. It's kind of sad they stole her because I was gonna sell her and make a lot of money, but well.
Yeah, man, that's a nice stainless steel grill, man. Who wouldn't steal that thing?
Got me a nice gold check here from Epstein Enterprises. Huh?
StreamYard muted me when I switched screens.
Oh, that sucks.
But anyway, Biden calls skeptical New Hampshire voter a lying dog face pony soldier.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
What is that? Like early 1900s, Dog face pony soldier. Go back to your.
Oh, we gotta hear this. I gotta hear this. So it says Sunday, Joe Biden, that's today, snapped at a voter in New Hampshire, calling her, oh no, her too, a lying dog face pony soldier. The dust came up after the voter asked Biden, how do you explain the performance in Iowa and why should the voters believe that you can win a national election? And then he replied, you ever been to a caucus? And the voters said she indeed had attended a caucus. Biden shot back, no, you haven't. You're a lying dog face pony soldier. So Joey's trying to do a gotcha and it fucking backfired.
Damn it.
Crazy.
He's trying to up one on her. Oh, I gotta hear this. Yeah.
She got caucused.
Yeah, he got caucused by a woman. Hey, let's see if we can hear this.
Hi, my name is Madison, and I'm an econ student at Mercer University.
You hear that?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little bit mean for a second, okay? So...
He's going to be a little bit mean, he said? Now he's trying to be humorous?
So you're arguably the candidate with the greatest advantage in this race. You've been the vice president. You weren't burdened down by the impeachment trials. So... in the participation. So how do you explain the performance in Iowa, and why should the voters believe that you can win the national election?
It's a good question. Number one, Iowa's a Democratic caucus. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a...
It kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It didn't seem like too aggressive.
Yeah, it wasn't too aggressive. But what was
she a plant? Was he implying that she was a plant or something?
But he really didn't believe her, I don't think, because he resorted to some strange name calling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. No?
I'd have hit it.
Yeah. I hit it. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, it sounded like to me he didn't think that she was authentic. That maybe he thought she was trolling him. He didn't believe her.
Mm-hmm.
Call a girl a dog face, man. Did she look? What'd she look like? Did she look okay? Was she
Wasn't too bad.
all right?
Yeah.
She had a cap on. She looked a little tomboyish.
Right.
Kind of cute. Yeah, yeah.
Scoop her up at a bar.
All right.
Oh, Joe.
Who? Oh, Joe.
Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
Speaking of Joe, where's our friend Joe? Joe.
Oh, Carter.
Well, not Joe Carter. Even though I haven't seen him in ages.
I know. Where's he hiding?
He doesn't do video. Well, since G Plus is gone,
Right.
because he used to do a lot of the. He had his community, the G Plus page,
Right.
and he used to blog a lot there. I have a video. I have a video we did a hangout once that I posted on the channel. Remember we were talking about God.
God.
Talking about God.
And God.
You're embarrassing me, please. Please. I'm here all week now.
We're here 24/7. We got any questions?
Did you see SJ and Beckel and G-Man and
Yes.
partying down the road? Okay.
We're talking about that a little bit, yeah. You want to go there?
No, I don't want to go there.
You want to go there?
Nah.
They were ragging on
They were busting atheist balls, man. Gee whiz.
With magic, you can do anything with magic. That's the good thing about religion. You can fight anything you want, anything that comes at you. You can always have an answer for it. It's
Zing.
fun. Yeah.
your favorite buddy, St. Tommy. Beckel. Have you and Beckel kiss and made up? Have you guys made up, kiss and make up?
We kissed, we made up, you know. All them pussy deists is scared of me, bro. They're scared of my gracious words.
He's got a big old schnoz like the Cosmos. Look at that. Stuck all there up in the room.
Yeah, I'm
hard to
good.
breathe in there.
I think SJ's kind of cute. I think she's kind of cute.
Yeah.
She's kind of cute.
She make me a sandwich any day.
She's bubbly. I know. She make me a sandwich too.
Yeah.
So like so now it's like who had to put the biggest books behind them?
This looks like the beginning of a really bad ex-hamster video, guys.
G-Man in front of those books.
All right.
Now, behind SJ, I think you have a lot of a book there called Jesus is Risen, On Guard.
Is that green screen? No, that's her real library pack back there, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's still it's not, the size ain't right, you know. So it could be her library, but it's definitely green screen though, larger, blown up behind her.
Right.
Because I could tell by the outline of her head.
Right.
I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Give me a cup.
Yeah, me too. Double espresso, please.
Sirs.
And tell the wife to make me a sandwich.
No,
Okay, I'll sprinkle
no
some crack in
hazelnut. No that hazelnut bullshit like that.
She makes the best sandwiches. She sprinkles a little bit of crack in it.
I wish I timestamped this because there was one part I did want to get. Oh God! But G-Man always talking his shit.
I know, ain't he a piece of work?
Oh my God, he is a piece of work. No atheists can beat me. Oh God. I'll play a little this.
So he's going to say, see, all you Christians say the same thing. But see, when atheists say those kinds of things, they say that in order to try to get away from the fact that they themselves do exactly the same thing that they're accusing us of doing. They're always going to say, oh, all you Christians say the same thing. Oh, this, and that's why I already pretty much know your script. I already know what you're going to say before I even ask. So, well, of course you do. Because that's all you talk about with Christians is the same exact thing. And the reason why we're all saying the same thing is because it's true. It's just like 2 + 2 = 4. No matter what language you say that, it's you can go all around the world. You're not going to hear anybody say anything different. It may be spoken in a different language or something like that.
I to give you a little context, I think they were going. He was going. This was the part where they were talking about the Amalekites, and they got Skylar. They bring up the same old arguments, you know. But I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Vecco, because later on in this video, they start talking about difference of opinions and interpretations of those scriptures. So it's not so cut and dry like 2 + 2 = 4, you know.
You can't tell nobody nothing, man.
I know. Can't tell them nothing.
I do like G-Man's library, though. Look at all them volumes, boy. Good God.
Though I like talking with Vecco, though. I think, yeah. I could disagree with him a lot. We chatted, but he seems all right with me. Pretty cool. But you know, once you get together with your homies, you gotta start talking smack about the other team. It's funny. Both sides do it.
I'm equally as obnoxious to both sides. So
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here watching the ball go back and forth. Right? It's like tennis.
Pass me the popcorn. That's it. Pass the popcorn.
Pass the popcorn. Still up, Ronan?
Yeah, I'm still listening.
How you doing, Ronan? Got any opinions?
But I think the situation where Miss Thomason found somebody, in this case, Veckel and G-Man to basically team up with, and then obviously support their position. Because like I said, I don't know her much except from Scholar Fiction, and like this one video I did watch a bit of, but it seems to me like she's trying to join forces with these other guys, but these other guys, they don't really know the detail she does.
Yeah,
I understand the faith aspect, and I have no issue with that, not at all. It's just the religion aspect where they try to I guess impose their ideas on others. That's the religious aspect. I have no issue with their emotion, the faith. I have no issue with that, but they don't want to acknowledge that there are other peoples with different beliefs in a God or their God. So I don't see the reasoning behind it except for the religious aspects where they are, I guess, duty bound to spread the word, so to speak. So it's just one of those situations where if they just admitted, we believe in God, okay, good enough, nothing wrong with that. I have no problems. But when they say these other people don't do this or do that, it seems to me a contradiction, because they're not supposed to judge according to their beliefs.
I'm with you on that, Ronan.
Yeah, I can judge because
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, I can judge because, well, I'm an atheist. Yeah, I judge. I have no problems with being honest about what I think. I may be wrong, and if it's explained to me, sure, I'll change my mind, no problem. But they are under the assumption that everyone owes their faith a debt of devotion, and that to me is like, wait a minute, I can't say that because there are other religions. I'm not saying atheist is better, right? I'm saying other religions say the same thing in their own way, and they have that right because they're just a group of people that develop their beliefs in their part of the world or culture, should I say.
I don't like themism, religious themism. And I ain't endorsing any kind of ism at all, you know, whether it's atheism, Catholicism, Christianityism, whatever. But themism, you know, I don't like to hear out of people a lot of shit talking about them, you know, oh, them antichrist, them atheist, them Catholics, them fundies, them. I don't like themism. It's a nasty fucking belief system. Themism. Ugh. How about us humans, you know? I think that's why I'm so obnoxious, is because I'm a fucking universalist, a progressive universalist, which just gets on the nerves of deists.
Oh, we have a declaration from St.
Sounds like you need a joint.
Is that what we have? A declaration from St. Tommy.
Yeah, I know. I do a knowledge claim once in a while.
That you are a universalist.
I'm a progressive universt.
Progressive universalist.
Yes. I'm out of the closet. I can't
help it. You.
Y'all seem born again to me, man. You're right on time, every one of us, you know. And I ain't endorsing Mormonism or atheism or Islamicism or any fucking thing. Republicanism. I ain't endorsing Marxism or I ain't endorsing nothing, man.
What do you endorse, St. Tommy?
What's that?
What do you endorse?
I endorse human beings.
There you go.
You know, just human beings, man. If you got an opinion, good. If you don't, good.
Endorse and embrace human beings. Give a human a hug today.
There you go. I don't like subhuman themism. Gets on my nerves.
Themism. They or theyism.
Yeah, theism and themism. Yeah.
The days and thems. They apparently, I don't know the whole context. Nate Brody put out this very short video today, and it was of G-Man in some corner on 6th Avenue in Manhattan, apparently waiting to meet up with Nate, but Nate, I think, trolled him and didn't show up.
Stood up.
That's what I was getting out of it. It was like a minute long.
That sucks. Waiting there. Just
how far north does 6th Avenue go?
How far north? Oh man, it's been a while.
I know it's been a while. It goes from South Houston, from Canal Street,
yeah,
to the bottom of 6th Avenue, and don't they call it Avenue of the Americas?
Yes, Avenue of the Americas. Definitely go to the 50s. That's for sure.
Yeah, somewhere around Central Park, somewhere up there.
Yeah, it's a good trivia question.
I used to live at the bottom end of it.
Did you?
Yeah, they're off Canal Street.
I never lived in Manhattan Island. Never had the desire to. Internet. Oh. Looking at the comments. Okay. So where we go? You want to see more of this, or would you like to see that short video of
Nate?
Yeah. It was funny. Let me see if I can go. Oh, wait. Before I go there, there is a part of this video that I have to find. Give me a. I'm gonna try to skim through real quick. You guys speak amongst yourselves for a moment.
Speaking amongst ourselves. Hello, Victor. Hello, Ronan.
Hi, Saint T. How you been?
Good, thank you. And yourself?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Good, good. How's the weather?
Oh, it's rainy outside. About, I say in the low 40s. We're kind of on the verge of turning into ice here,
Oh,
but
good.
so far it's just rain.
Have you seen any daffodils yet?
No, I have not. Still very wintry and no leaves on anything yet. We had one day where the weather was in the 50s and grass was trying to grow, and the next 2 days later is just below freezing. So,
Groundhog
but
Day.
it's a good thing because all the mosquitoes come out, and then boom, it's cold again. It kills them off, so it kind of kills off a little bit of the mosquitoes. So that's good.
Good.
Oh yeah, Groundhog's Day. Punxsutawney Phil. I want to shoot that groundhog. Make me a hat, like a Russian style hat out of it. Yeah, Punxsutawney Phil hat.
And some stew.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And eat it out of his skull. Yep. Indiana Jones Part 2.
Ooh, the eyes are crunchy.
Make me a necklace out of bones with all the animals I killed, Have fun. Teach the children how to hate and give them weapons.
I'm having a tough time finding the spot I want.
Get them
Ron left us?
Give your children ugly tattoos.
Yeah.
Ronan left us?
Oh, yep.
Maybe it was the groundhog stew.
Maybe.
Groundhog stew?
Yeah.
You said something about groundhog stew?
Yeah, I want to shoot Punxsutawney Phil and make make a hat out of his fur.
So that creeps out Ronan?
I don't know. Well, we're gonna get a stew going, and I was gonna eat the stew out of the out of Punxsutawney Phil's skull.
You triggered him. Did you trigger him?
I don't know.
It was probably just internet connection.
Ronan, were you triggered by groundhog stew?
Well, I was kind of thinking after like a nuclear war or something like that, and nothing's there, so you have to like live off the land and live what you can. I see Punxsutawney Phil coming out, I'm gonna shoot that motherfucker and get something to eat. Can't find a bowl, so I use a skull. It's out of necessity, not out of depravity or sickness.
Sausage and everything.
Yeah. You don't know when you're eating next. You're gonna have to eat that everything, his wiener too.
Yeah, just grind it up in sausage, man.
Yeah, praise that AM is in your crowd too, saying that Skylar backed out on him too.
Yep. You know why? Because he didn't know what he was talking about.
Ooh, we'll be fighting words.
He don't know what he's talking about, man.
Well, you hear that? He's calling out Skylar. Skylar, you know what you talking about?
He kind of looks like in that bottom picture right there when it was frame frozen right there. He looks a lot like that comedian. Dang, old school black comedian. Always talking about white people all the time. Funny guy. He was with Richard. He wrote for Richard Pryor's show. God, I can't remember his name. Mooney. Paul Mooney.
Okay.
He looks like Paul Mooney. Yeah. Funny guy. But
He's kind of like the guy off Fat Albert. Remember Fat Albert?
Hey, Fat Albert. And I got a little song for you.
Ba-doo.
Yeah.
Debate him about fulfilled Bible prophecy.
He wants to debate me?
No, he wants you to debate Skylar on fulfilled Bible prophecy. I guess
Oh.
Oh man.
I was supposed
Now they're gonna dig Skylar. Why would Skylar? Why you want to debate you on biblical prophecy? Why would he want to do that?
Ratings. G-Man's kind of like a clown. Everybody likes him because he's out there. He doesn't really care, but he's got an audience because he's kind of, let's face it, he's kind of like a clown, Mm-hmm. So people like to watch a clown. And when you got a show going, if you got any kind of,
no, he's trying to get
low,
He's trying to get Beckel and Skylar to debate.
Oh, I thought they wanted him to debate. So I'm thinking like, for an audience, just to get the show watched, just to watch the clown make a fool of himself.
I just it makes no sense. I don't know.
It's kind of like I don't know, like.
So why would Skylar debate him?
No, why would Skylar? There's no reason for Skylar to debate Bit or anyone that doesn't believe in the scriptures in the first place, being the words of God, to debate the prophecy that are in the Bible. It makes no sense. I could see a debate between two different Christians going to debate about it.
Mm-hmm. But that kind of gets me when two Christians debate each other on the religion they both supposed to believe in wholly and fully as their religion. It kind of breaks a religion apart. And the more you break a religion apart, the more fractured it is, the more broken it is, the more it is not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, welcome to Hollywood, baby. I mean, it's all about interpretation,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know it. It's all about who's on top and who's got the gold,
You can tell me you're the Pope till you're blue in the face, but I know I'm the Pope.
Right? Yep.
I gotta take back what I said. Yeah, I mean, there is value in debating those topics, but I don't know if that's his niche. I could see like a Floyd doing a debate. Debate Floyd on the prophecies.
To make a knowledge claim about such things seems absurd, but that's all I hear is knowledge claims.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my God, that's the only interpretation. Oh my God.
Everything's subjective.
I know, man. God. Fess up, boys,
It says Pierce. Of course they were talking about, Nail or
oh my God.
It's pick and choose, pick and choose.
It is.
It's cherry pickism.
What do you think it is? Algebra? Yeah.
Who's out there? I can't see this. Who is that? Oh, it's Serb.
That's it.
I didn't see these. Your name. What's up, sir?
Not much. Just trying to stay awake a little bit longer.
Hey, sir.
Hello.
End of your shift?
No. I switched to days. Just trying to stay up waiting for the woman.
So then you can go to sleep?
Yeah.
Sounds like a country song. Staying up late, waiting for the woman.
Feel sleepy.
So what's all this then with Veckel and G-Man and a woman I don't know?
Oh, this is you don't S.J. Thomason, Stephanie Thomason. You don't know her?
I thought it was an excerpt from an X Hamster video, but
yeah, are they setting up an Oreo? Like, what's going on?
They need to get themselves a fat white broad double stuff. That's funny.
A loon pie.
So that's why I always lick the cream in the middle first.
Oh my God. Oh no. All right, Vic.
I'll buy that for $1.
Vic, get those graphics going. Get that editing going.
I don't know if I should. I don't think I should, dude. I don't know. I go too far.
Oh my.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Serb, always bringing out what everyone else is afraid to say.
She's new, man. She's new. What is she doing getting involved?
She's well, S.J. Thomason. I'm sure she's a very nice lady.
She looks like a nice lady. Yeah.
She's a very nice, awesome Christian woman. She's a married woman. She's an educated woman. She's a Christian apologist. So, yeah. Oh, you heard that laughing? That was funny. That was funny. That was a great. That came in perfect. Perfect timing.
Get my daughter in the room laughing at something.
That was perfect timing.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, they're talking about how atheists fail, and they're memeing on Scholar Fiction now and saying he's backing out of debates and all sort of shit. Okay. So I was sharing a little bit of this video that this just happened today.
Did you see the video where G-Man was calling Nate Brody?
Yeah. I was going to go and show that here in a little bit. We were talking about that a little bit also.
Is G-Man filming in a library?
Right? Yeah.
Do you really think so?
Maybe there's lawyer's office.
It's a green screen. Come on.
Does he have a green screen?
It's got to be a green screen. Yeah,
he was a kid, so he just hung up his old sheets behind him.
Look at the outside of the outline of his body, his head, and everything. You could tell it's a green screen.
Oh yeah, okay, I see.
That's funny.
Just like their SJ. I mean, those books are actually blown up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you could even tell with how washed out she is, or how washed out's not the right word. Fuzzy, kind of.
Oh,
but the books are like crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
You said washed out.
How hard is it to have actual books? I don't get it.
Well, I think that probably might be her library. I think I've seen, but now it's a picture of it on a green screen behind her. There's all these like Christian authors.
That's sad. That's really sad. It's like, look at this behind me. Look at what I've read. Look what I know, and look what you don't. It's like I don't know. It just makes her feel better. Like she has almost like an audience behind her. She's just typical.
I've settled it. If I ever actually get on camera on a regular basis, I'm going to do it up in the library, and I'm going to make sure that my diploma is right next to my head.
Right.
Okay, we won't mention you, Pillbox. I see you out there. I can't believe it. I haven't seen you around in ages.
Yeah.
You finally give up the flat Earth.
Oh man.
I was to debate him on it. I was going to debate him on. I told him I wanted to debate him on fulfilled Bible prophecy, and he's like, "Oh no, we're only going to debate Daniel 9." And I said, "I don't want to just debate Daniel 9. I'd like to be able to go into all the fulfilled biblical prophecies, and so because there's a whole bunch of really good ones that people need to know." And they're like, "Oh, you're just going to do a gish gallop."
Look at Bickle's face. He's all like, "That white girl, yeah, yummy, like butter." You see him like all like glaring. He's like,
"This is what I heard. This is what I heard."
Yep. That's what they heard too. They just like, what your booty look like. I get front, you get back. No, me first.
But if my memory serves me correctly, I do believe that they were going to be, the debate was supposed to be on Daniel, and I know Dr. Josh had some input on that, so they wanted to concentrate on that, if I remember correctly. So now she's bitching and moaning, I want to go into all the prophecies. Problem with that, you're going to go down so many fucking rabbit holes, you're not going to get nowhere. Why can't you just concentrate on this one, or a couple supposed prophecies? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's like you said earlier, it's just cherry picking. It's what they want to. Yeah. So they just want to argue with somebody. They just want to defend what they believe, or that they, it's just something gives them something to do. And I know more on this now, so I want to talk about this subject more. But yeah, they're having fun. They're just kids fighting.
You kids, you children.
But these two soul brothers got themselves a white girl. If they play the cards right, might have themselves a sugar mama. No more preaching in the streets.
I've looked at a bunch of those prophecies, and you go look at them. It's just either they're still taken out of context, or they're put in like after the fact. Yeah, of course. Oh, this happened. So, oh wow, and it kind of lines up with what it said all the way back hundreds of years ago. Must be a prophecy.
It's
When
almost like the
anyone reads
Muslims.
it has nothing to do with any kind of messianic prophecy or a Messiah. Come on.
It's like the Muslims always have something that Muhammad said that pertains to the future that's going on now, even though it's like something really silly. They'll still attach it to it somehow, twist it around to match, to fit their narrative to get what they want out.
I have a video on my channel. Man, I have to go. If you want to go try to look. I mirrored this video that someone did where they made, using the Bible, they made it out where a rooster was the Messiah.
Rooster.
Great.
Funny.
It's great.
I would love to debate Scholar on that, and
I would love to debate Scholar on that.
Look at Vegel down there. Lordy, Lord. Oh my.
Vegel's like, no,
It's kind of gay. It's going to get juicy up in here. You know what? Looks like he's eating a rack of ribs.
He's playing the harmonica.
There you go.
G-Man singing there. So,
Low down to the lonely river.
She looks like she has that face like, you don't have no chance. With that
She's like, what am I getting myself into here? Let me back out of this very slowly.
But there is something there's a part of this. I don't know. I think G-Boy, I can't even say that, right? I want to say G-Boy because it just means I'm just trying to say he's like immature.
Well, when he was Vecco, I call him Jekyll and Vecco.
Say, oh, you're being racist. You can't use that word.
Yeah.
When you talk about black
I think it's the context of the word. If it's, part of the conversation, saying the N word, I think is in a way, you're saying the same word.
Gary. That's his name.
Gary.
Yeah.
So Gary.
Gary.
SpongeBob Snells, right? His name's Gary. Gary.
He'll get mad that you're using his name, even though he gives it to everyone.
Really? G-A-R-Y. G-A-R-Y. Gary.
and actually, the prophecy that I would like to fulfill, the prophecy that I like to talk about, you guys know the prophecy about what happened when Eve sinned in the Garden of Eden, where it says that the woman will desire the position of a man. I would love to talk about that feminism today. I would love to.
What the hell is that?
That's a segue into like a sexual cop thing. Look at they're like trying to lead her in, man. They're like,
I would love to.
Yeah.
What?
Look at her face too. She knows where it's going. So
I'm like, what prophecy? He's gonna say that's a prophecy of Jesus?
That's fun with magic. It's so much fun with magic.
Do anything with it.
Gotta use imagination.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Oh, I think they had like an out, and now they just like are friends again, Beckel and G-Man.
Huh.
And so I don't know where the spot is on this here because they were like kind of, saying they were about ending it, wrapping things up. Even though it went on a couple more minutes. But this is SJ's channel, and Veckel says to G-Man, well, thanks for allowing me to be here today. It was weird.
It's weird.
It was weird. See? Even he's laughing about it.
That's what I was thinking Skylar's going to do, though, when you do want to challenge him on debates on the other prophecies other than the ones in Daniel, is do one of these.
What the hell?
He's going to run. I don't want to debate you, man.
there's so many good prophecies. I mean, you guys, if you're in the crowd and you're an atheist and you want to just know if the Gospels are true, I mean, there are so many prophecies that Jesus fulfilled. Malachi 3:1's another one.
You know, it's like a black Smurf running from Gargamel. Which way, Papa Smurf? Where did I go?
What's funny here is she's trying to get serious and go through these other prophecies, and there's Beckel going back and forth.
Right?
I like how she thinks she's talking to atheists, and she's making a point when she says, "Well, look, all these prophecies were fulfilled by Jesus," and the atheist is just like, "What, you mean the other fictional character you believe in?"
So, it's not going to when you take a look at those prophecies and either how vague they are or taken out of context, a lot of them. And you talk to a fucking rabbi.
He was a prophet, but he was not the son of God. He was just only a prophet. Muhammad is the only one. Muhammad was the name. Muhammad.
Peace be upon him.
Peace be upon him.
Malachi 3:1 said that the anointed one's going to appear in the temple, and the temple was destroyed in 70. So we know that the anointed one had to appear before the temple was destroyed. Check out Beckel, man. He's classic.
But a lot of people were in that temple. Right? So what? Jesus was in the temple a couple of days and taught. So there was a lot of people in that temple. Probably a lot of crazy Messiah wannabes.
Yeah, like it's like going down to like, you know, Central Park or down to a popular place and you see all those weirdos out there with beards and shit, like Jesus freaks, you know, or Jesus-like freaks trying to promote their, you know, religion and get a cult following.
Yeah.
Gotta have charisma like Charles Manson or Hitler, you know. Some.
Is there someone backstage?
Oh, is there?
I just saw a Rhodey Kitchen.
It was I think that was your
backstage.
Oh wait, who is this? Oh, Simos is here.
Okay. Hello.
Just to catch you up, Simon.
Yeah.
We're looking at a setup of an Oreo, and G-Man just told the woman in the room what her place was.
Yeah, that reminds me of the time. That reminds me of the time that G-Man said to, who was that lady? Anyway, there was a Christian lady on, and she was wanting to get involved in the conversation, and she was quoting some scripture. And G-Man turned around to her and said, "You do know you're a woman, right?"
Oh no!
My God.
Oh, fuck.
It's like
I fucking died laughing.
Oh, well, apparently he has no problem here, you know.
That's some pimp shit right there, though. That's some pimp stuff right there. He's trying to be a player. It's like, yeah, that's like, you know, bitch, better back down.
Yeah, I've got to say though that this Stephanie, she does look like she's loving it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think she likes it
more than maybe she should. Yeah.
Well, that's because she just told the atheist that the prophecies, the Bible is proven true because Jesus fulfilled prophecies.
Oh, did he? Oh, wow. Well, in that case, yeah, I think she's going to get a miracle tonight then.
Yeah, that smile is checkmate atheist.
No, I don't think that's it. I think she's hoping for a miracle tonight.
Take that, Skylar.
Probably a couple of miracles if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're reaming in on Skylar in this. It's fucking funny.
Okay, moving on. Have they actually said anything interesting other than Jesus is my friend?
What's that?
Have they said anything interesting other than Jesus is my friend?
Oh, he's your friend too.
No.
Yes, I have imaginary friends as well. Jesus is not one of them, though.
Listen up, Skylar. I'm going to make a prediction. You're going to run from Beckel because you can't defend your fiction.
Be funny.
Yeah. Why is Veckel missing his belt? Isn't his head going to fall out?
Yeah, remember that?
Why do you think he calls himself fiction anyway? I mean, it's kind of like saying, I'm telling you, it's all fabrication, baby.
Pretty much half the stuff that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah. I don't care about no babies because, you can't be pro-life and then say you care about you. You can't do it. He goes, oh, I ordered the genocide of all of the men, women, and babies. Now, mind you, the men and women ain't important. Only the babies are. Oh, what about the babies? What did the babies do? What about those aborted babies that you support should be killed, Scholar?
That's a law of Epstein. Men and women don't count. Just the babies are important. Cemetery Island.
Wait, okay, so
now G-Man's right.
no, this is good because G-Man wants to say that Skylar Fiction is being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
But G-Man's also pointing out how he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
It's not okay to abort babies, but all those babies that were murdered, that's fine.
Right.
And he's like, Skylar, why didn't you bring up the men and the women and everything? Okay, you want to prove my point more about how sadistic your God is?
And all along, Veckel's still down there checking out that white meat. Look at him, baby.
Yeah, and I'll be fair. God didn't say all of the women, only those that weren't virgins.
Yeah, one of the dirty broads.
We all know he's got a thing for virgins.
Yeah, they're the best kind.
Allegedly. Oh, what, you're just thinking that SJ might be a virgin, is that right?
That's funny how that came.
She's nodding.
I find that really odd. You notice that a lot of atheists get really mad if they say that we support capital punishment. They get very mad with capital punishment, but then they're behind pro-choice and they're saying that, oh, women should have every right to their bodies. They should be able to abort babies. I mean, some of them say even after the third trimester, or some. I mean, you even got Peter Singer saying that you should be able to do infanticide on newborns. I mean, this is crazy. And so they'll say that, but then they're like, but capital punishment is just so wrong. And I'm like, well, why? The person who's punished by death was punished because they did something egregious, and babies that are innocent inside the womb did zero as far as the innocent getting punished for doing something wrong, and the guilty should get punished for doing something. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, you evil atheist. What do you have to say about that, Simons?
Well, now, let me say, the last time God raped a woman, the punishment was 3 days on the cross.
Oh, ooh.
Babies make them fat. There you go. Murder. Can you just can you make it a crime to make someone fat, and then you'll have your justification? Like, would that satisfy them?
At least two on this panel would be satisfied by that criteria, yes. Let's face it.
I don't know, black guys love fat bitches, so.
G-Man's had the opportunity and he's turned it down several times, right?
I actually had this debate not that long ago where basically it came down to me demanding a quote from the Bible that says abortion was murder. And of course, it's not in there because it never says the word abortion.
Ah, what you mean in the Bible where it says you can drink this stuff and the baby won't become a baby or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's almost like it was a thing.
Witchcraft, I think it was. Was it a test for witchcraft?
No, infidelity.
It's if you suspect your woman has been with another man and there may be a baby involved, then you can get her to drink this special potion, right, which will either kill her, in which case she was definitely unfaithful, kill the baby, in which case we won't know, or do nothing, in which case she wasn't unfaithful. It's the old three options, you know. Okay. It's like G-Man's prayer argument.
Yeah.
Is your woman unfaithful? Here, give her some poison.
Give her some poison. Kill the baby. Kill her or do nothing. Either way, your quid's in.
Well, it does say there towards the end of Mark, you know, the sign of those that believe can drink deadly poison and nothing will happen to them. So.
The old forged Mark. Yes, I understand. I mean, how can anybody in the year 2020 believe some of this nonsense? I mean, I say that even though there's a picture of these three in front of me.
Right.
Okay, it's a stupid question. Carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm glad they agree.
SJ debate now. It'll be easy. Just make sure that you tell the moderator that you need time to talk, because that is his worst nightmare. Because if you get the opportunity you need to talk, he's done. He's done.
You like that motion like cut the guy's head off.
Hey, what's before you start? What's with all these books in the background? I mean, they're all green screen books, right?
Yeah.
It's not like we actually believe they've read anything.
Right?
G-Man's library at home. Come on. He's down in his basement.
I know that's not a fact because there isn't the children's encyclopedia there.
No Dr. Seuss books, how to read.
Yeah, I mean, those look like the books G-Man has nightmares about.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that. I mean, you just look at the conversation that he had with Matt Slick. He had two of them, or well, actually, he had more than them, but I think he had two of them on Modern Day Debate, if I'm not mistaken. And they both pretty much went the same way. Again, it seems like, and I think I'm partly guilty of this too, at least in the past anyway, that whenever you're confronted by somebody who is quick-witted, who's able to give you a quick response to any objections or any questions or any answers that you make, there's a part of you that gets a little bit intimidated and prideful, and you start getting scared that you're going to be shown to be some sort of idiot. And I really hate to put this out, but it's the truth though. Skylar Fiction is he's a very prideful individual, and you can tell this just by some of the content that he puts on his channel and some of the responses that he has to some Christians. A lot of his response to some of these Christians, especially to people like USJ, because you're like one of the sweetest people I've met here.
So was he trying to say that Matt Slick was too quick-witted for Skylar?
I don't know.
I kind of agree with what you're saying there, but I don't know what the point where he was going with it.
Well,
I thought Beckel was going to be humble there for a second.
Yeah.
Nope.
Exactly.
He's just talking with brain fizz. That's all. Carry on.
I can't for the life of me understand why he would go to such lengths to ridicule you and to jump on this level of this mindset where he just feels that he has to personally attack you.
Sir, but I have to give you context because you don't know SJ, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, apparently there was a debate that was supposed to go on between her and Skylar, and she backed out of it. And then he kind of made fun of her, especially when he used he used what was the movie Clueless. They put her head on top of the character in Clueless, and that upsetted her. And so,
well, I've just got to put a little more flesh on that bone to start with. Which was that they'd set up a debate, all right, and they both agreed to have this debate on Skylar's channel. And then that was before she really knew who Skylar was. Then she went through some videos of Skylar's and realized that, you know, he comes up with some quite tough questioning, really, considering he's not philosophical in the same way that others may be. He actually does a lot of Bible study stuff, right? Which is much harder for Christians to answer. And then she decides that she's going to make it difficult by moving the time around. All right. And he says, you know, look, I've got a family and stuff. I just need to make it between these hours or whatever. And then she says, well, you know, he said, well, I need to do it after the kids then, after the kids go to bed, you know. And she says, oh, I can't do it after 8 o'clock. Can't debate after 8 o'clock, right? And he's saying, well, look, I can't do it before because I've got the kids. So it needs to be, like 8 o'clock's the latest, is the earliest I can do it. If not 9 o'clock, Anyway, they basically, he gets called off because of this problem. And then she turns around and does a debate on Modern Day Debate at 9 o'clock.
Oh.
Right. So that was the beginning of Skylar going, well, look, you've blown me off because you can't do debates in the evening.
But
and here you are turning up 2 weeks later doing a debate in the evening. So what was all that bullshit about I can't do debates after 8 o'clock? When, and I gave you a legitimate reason why I couldn't do it before 8 o'clock, right? Which is she never responded, of course not.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was the beginning.
Apparently, aren't they rescheduling a debate?
Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe, I wouldn't debate Skylar if I was a Christian. He's got too much Bible knowledge to... same thing with Floyd, right? Floyd FP. I'd never go near Floyd if I was a Christian.
Oh, yeah, Floyd knows his stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and those two together, they just put some formidable arguments about Scripture in, and that's Christians' get out of jail free card is throwing in Bible stuff. Out of context Bible quotes is you get out of jail free as far as Christians are concerned. So there you go. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted a bit more flesh on the beginning of the SJ's.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
I was just thinking, Skylar doesn't really know me, I don't think. Would it be wrong of me if I challenged Skylar to a debate and then just precept that Skylar already knows that God exists, and therefore his position is wrong? That's just the whole argument. And when he brings up something about the Bible, I'll just say, yeah, but you're just reading it wrong. You can't understand it yet.
So what are you going to do, like a Dr. Hawkins on him and just say, he's going to ask you, how do you know this? It's going to be what? Special revelation?
Oh, I mean, I could. I was actually hoping to go simpler than that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work really, so, but you can give it a go.
I don't think it will work. Right? I kind of just want to troll Skylar for like an hour and a half.
I don't think it would last that long even. No. I think he'd get pretty sus pretty quick, when he started asking you questions about the Bible. But, hey, I'll give it a go. Why not? I don't know.
Let's see what else we got here. This was towards the end.
Can do it to a guy like me, I can understand that. Maybe to G-Man, I can understand that. But you, I've never seen you initiate any type of name calling or personal attacks towards anybody that would warrant this behavior from people like Skylar. And yet he resorts to doing this to people like yourself. And I think it's because, actually, I'm fully convinced this is a hill that I'm willing to die on. It's because of his pride. There's pettiness that we see. True Empiricism pointed this out several times in one of his own personal videos. And I have the whole
he's willing to die on that hill.
Video expose against Skylar. The guy is just very petty, and he solely found his whole existence here on YouTube is solely founded on his pride. That's all. It's not about truth. It's all about him,
That's right. That's right. And True Empiricism.
That's kind of funny. Coming from him and G-Man.
Well, it's nice to know Veckel hasn't lost his touch. I'll say that much. I mean, I always had a soft spot for Veckel. I don't know why, but I always
did. Me too. I kind of like Veckel. I mean,
he can be an absolute shit, though, no doubt about it.
He's going to overtalk SJ like crazy. And then he says, because SJ, the reason why Skylar is going to do these things is because he's smart and is threatened by her. A lot threatened by you, SJ. So I'm telling you, the longer you stay on here, the more you're going to be attacked. They don't like seeing educators arguing with you. I'm telling you.
Oh, so you're saying Skylar's scared of debating her?
I mean, some of SJ's arguments are just, unbelievably banal. They just really are down at that early level of YouTube Christianity, right? That we remember from fucking years ago, right? When what? It's before we'd even heard of pre-sub, right? I mean, her things are, it's like, well, faith is a real bonus, for people to have. That's not going to get you anywhere. that's just naff, right? Jesus is an incredible person, but that's not going to get you anywhere. You know what I mean? These are our best arguments,
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of nostalgic, right? Because we got her making the baby internet Christian arguments, right? And you got Pillbox in the external chat, and I had like a 2-hour plus conversation with Jungle Jargon yesterday.
Oh wow!
Right? It's just like all the people that read and hid like a couple of years ago.
Why, 2 hours?
No, okay. A bunch of people didn't know who he was, so I introduced him to people.
Oh, fantastic! What channel was that on, sir?
It was on One Ways.
On One Ways. Okay, everybody go to One Ways channel. That's got to be worth a watch because Jungle Jargon was one of the most outlandish claiming Christians on here.
No, it was great. The debate was supposed to be about what is truth. So I took the affirmative position and said truth is that which is the case or what matches reality. Mm-hmm. And Jungle Jargon didn't understand that what we were talking about, like, how do you identify truth when you see it? And he just kept on saying, yeah, but Jesus, basically. Yeah. And then everyone in the room, including the Christians, were like, wow, this guy's kind of dumb.
This guy's kind of... You didn't bring up the pyramids then?
No, we didn't even get to that.
Truth is
all the aliens, all the Atlanteans.
But you know that, sir? Truth is a person, man. It's Jesus.
Right? That's what he kept on saying. And everyone's like,
the truth and the life. He's the truth. Yeah, see?
Everyone in the room's like, Jungle Jargon, you don't get it. And he's just like, no, Jesus.
Yeah. If you say the name hard enough with enough conviction, it'll become true.
I'll never forget. I'll bring it up. I laughed so hard when Tom Rabbit impersonates him. It's hysterical to me. Have you ever heard him do that?
No.
Oh my God, it's hysterical. He used to do it back in the day.
I'll ask him next time I see Tom Rabbit. I'll ask him to do one for you.
It's hysterical.
Hey man, I want to ask SJ a question.
Sorry, my dog.
Because I think you might be you're more educated in this area than anybody I know.
Oh, they're gonna go into Amalekite thing now. I don't know if you want to hear this.
Oh, the Amalekites, yeah.
Yeah, Amalekites. Yeah, he's gonna bring. Well, this is gonna be interesting because he's asking her for her opinion because
she's a white woman. Is that right?
No, well, apparently
much, I think so.
She's an educated woman. I guess she took some Bible classes. I don't know. I think she has a PhD in something. I don't think it's in Bible studies.
No, man, look at all those green screen behind her. What do you think? That's not educated? Good grief.
But he's gonna ask her opinion, but then she's gonna point to someone else, Michael Heiser. And that's
Michael Heiser.
Michael Heiser, yeah, he's a
interesting.
But I've heard this argument before about going back to 1 Samuel 15. All right, so the argument is that God commanded Saul.
What? Hello?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought I heard somebody say something. Okay.
Through the prophet Samuel to kill all of the Amalekites, including men, women, children, and the babies. Mm-hmm. Right? There are some individuals, some Christians, including one of my daughter's godfather, has this position, such as this guy here in the side chat. We all fall down, but get back up. They have this belief that God put out this command to kill all the Amalekites, including the children, because they weren't human. So they're asserting that these Amalekites were some offspring or offshoot of one of the Nephilims or something like that. So I want to know if you ever heard of that position, and if so, do you agree with it or not? And if so, why? Why not?
That's a, there's a book that's out. I just mentioned this book before, but it's Unseen Realm by Michael Heiser. I'd never heard that position before, but Michael Heiser has this belief that that there was a line of Nephilim in the Old Testament that's mentioned, and it was some of the people in these different groups that God had commanded that were put to death or pushed out of their land. Essentially, that's what happened with some of them. They were pushed or removed from their land. That they had some sort of Nephilim blood within them, and that they were evil essentially. And
okay. Now, I thought we were the evil ones because Adam fucking ate some fruit. I mean, I wish they'd get their story straight. This is the fucking problem. All right? Is it us that are evil? Is it humankind that are evil? Or is it the Nephilim that are evil?
Well, the Amalekites it's the tribe of Amalek, who was the son of, I believe it was Ephaz, who was the son of Esau, down that line. So there was the tribe and clan around Amalek, who was one of those sons. And those that's where you get the Amalekites. So this whole idea of them being a Nephilim, I don't know.
So this Michael Heiser doesn't know shit either, basically. Oh my goodness.
From I don't know.
I mean, Nephilim, do we really know anything about them? I don't think we do.
No.
You haven't watched Nephilim Free's documentary on them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've spoken to Nephilim Free. I mean, I'm an expert, right, because of that, obviously. And I can tell you right now, in the geological column, there's nothing about the Nephilim. I've read the whole geological column, according to Nephilim Free. It doesn't say anything about the Nephilim. I'm just saying.
Where's the bones?
I don't know where the bones are, but I've read the whole book, and some book called the Geological Column. I don't, It's similar to the fifth column, except this is for the Jewish people, apparently.
Like all the Nephilim bones are on the moon. They were shot there via lunar bukkake.
Oh. Is that why China? And that's why China put the rovers up there on the dark side, so to see if they're over there.
Well, yeah, but actually, they're hunting Nephilim bones for boners.
Apparently, it gives you a bigger penis if you grind up the Nephilim bones and drink it.
Yeah. I mean, conveniently being on the moon, they're probably not. They probably haven't turned to stone, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Speaking of which, I just want to put this out there that the intelligent design hypothesis is bollocks. Because if it was true, why did God give me such a big penis? It doesn't make sense. That's not intelligent to give me this size penis. And that's going out to all the ladies out there.
Like I just want to say that having a really dumb design doesn't mean it's not a designer. It just means God's really stupid.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I wouldn't argue with that. Size of a donkey comes like a horse.
Bitch, we're done.
No, I'm still going to boast about my penis a bit more. Carry on.
We'll just have to have faith that you have a big penis.
I would basically say that because God has this knowledge of the past, present, future, and he knows what people's potential is, and this is kind of a Molinist position a little bit, but he knows what people are potentially capable of doing. He knew that he had to basically eliminate certain groups of people because they would, over time, probably breed a lot of evil in this world. And so because he knows what your potential is, if he makes a decision that says, I've got to put this group out, this group is no longer going to be on this planet, and he's removing them, then he's basically just saying that they have this potential for evil. And I see that a lot of times.
Are you saying the Jews are evil?
What kind of nonsense? This is what I mean. Baby fucking Christian argument. They have the potential for evil.
Right.
Like evil doesn't fucking exist. And that isn't the... Has she ever heard of a theodicy? Does she even know what the fucking word means? I don't fucking think so. Adam and Eve? Well, no. Obviously, Adam has no potential for evil at all. Right? No, of course not. And how about the rest of humanity? No potential for evil. It's just these ones that God decided to wipe off the planet. Well, why are we still here then?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just baby Christian steps. You know, she really is a plank short of well, she's a plank short of an ark. Let's put it that way.
Oh God!
And it's one of the planks on the bottom.
That's still pretty big if she's just a plank short of an arc.
Yeah, I didn't say which plank, and I didn't say how big the plank was. All right.
Even when we look at, a lot of the atheists like to defend Molech and the practice of worshiping Molech in the Old Testament, and people were burning their infants in Molech's arms as a sacrifice so they could get better crops. That's the kind of evil mentality that some of these people had. And so God just said, hey, listen, we got to put an end to this. It'd be evil to let these people continue.
Yeah, we got to put an end to it.
Yeah, we got to
slaughter all the babies.
Yeah, we got to slaughter the lot of them, including the kids.
Wait, I'm totally confused. She just said some people defend worshiping Molech. Who the fuck is running around defending worshiping Molech? Where are these people?
Well, she's probably saying because you are not in favor of God's quote unquote probably justice against these people, that you're defending their evil acts because you're not allowing justice to be served by God.
So if you're not with us, you're automatically against us. Kind of.
Kill the babies.
But these guys were burning babies. God's had to do something.
Yeah, he had to flood it. She had to drown the babies. And then if that wasn't enough, any that was left over had to be slaughtered by the sword.
They were only sacrificing a few. I had to take them all out.
Yeah, come on, man. Jeez, they're like rats.
Oh. And
Yeah.
If these other gods don't exist, what is Yahweh all pissed off about?
Exactly. Another point. Yeah. Well, which commandment is it? Worship no other gods than I don't know, whatever it says. Don't worship other gods. I'm the only God.
I think Yahweh's pissed that because in the Hebrew, Yahweh isn't called the Most High.
Good point.
Right? He's jealous, right?
Really, what I think it is, and this is just, I mean, you may call me crazy for thinking this, right? But right in the old Hebrew gods or Canaanite gods, yeah, Yahweh was married. Right?
Yes.
He had a wife called
Asherah,
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was getting a bit bored with his wife, and he wanted to start fucking virgins. So he basically just wrote her out of history. Nobody remembers that. The only thing they remember now is his new wife, right? His new girlfriend, inverted commas, Mary. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah. And then you put the Holy Spirit in there. You got a holy orgy going on.
Holy Spirit. Yeah. Well, we know what the Holy Spirit was, don't we? Really?
Someone needs to draw a picture or a painting of God giving the Holy Spirit the high five to make the Eiffel Tower.
Why the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, why the Eiffel Tower?
Well, that's what it is, right? When one person's in the front.
Just a high five.
Well, when one person's in the front, one person's in the back, and they're both hitting it, right? When they high five, it makes the point. It's an Eiffel Tower.
I see.
Okay, I get
yeah. I'm gonna have to put that into X-Porn or whatever particular YouTube channel website I go to for that kind of thing.
And what's Joseph doing through the whole thing? Is he taking a picture?
No, Joseph's just outside in a different room being cucked. But seriously, Joseph was cucked.
Yeah, big time.
Right? He could have been cucked harder.
Stay outside, Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
Isn't it just? Mind you, when you get to a certain age, you just don't care anymore. So, you know.
Let's see.
So two things. Number one, and I don't want to do it too much in this, G-Man. I don't know where you want to go, but okay. One of the things I hear is, okay, I think somebody, the RC actually mentioned this too, and some other Christians believe too, that the language that was used in 1 Samuel 15 was hyperbolic. So in other words, that when God says kill the men, women, children, including the babies, that's hyperbole. Meaning,
Right.
You know, you want to totally vanquish them. That doesn't necessarily nearly literally mean to kill the babies, but it's sort of hyperbole. Some you know, to describe how much you want to destroy that particular group.
Really?
So God tells you kill everyone, including the babies, and you're like, "Oh God, quit being so hyperbole." Like what?
Yeah, by hyperbolic. What
Stop exaggerating. You really don't mean that. Come on, God. Really?
It's the way you tell him, God. Oh, he's a joker. It's just the way he tells them.
Like okay, let's just for a second entertain Veckel's idea that God is this big hyperbolic when he gives orders to people, right? How the fuck do you ever know exactly then what God wants you to do?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So, for instance, Adam, don't eat from that tree.
This is hyperbole.
He's just been hyperbolic, Eve. Don't worry. And then God comes down and goes, "Oh, Eve, don't eat from that tree." That's just hyperbolic. But the thing is, he actually points it out. He actually points which tree out. It's all right. It's just been hyperbolic. That's all right.
Yeah. I didn't mean literally you can't take the fruit down and eat it.
Eat it, obviously.
Right.
I just was being hyperbolic. I meant don't stick it up your ass. That's all I meant.
Yeah. Well, no. Like I was just, like, it's okay to do it. I was just kind of being hyperbolic because I wrote my name on all the fruit to signify that they're mine.
Yeah. If you break the apples open, it says God exists inside, right? In C,
right? And no one's allowed to know that.
But if it was hyperbolic, I want to know what happened after the fact, after they did wipe out the Amalekites. Did God say, "Yo, guys, what the fuck did you do here?"
He comes back after a busy weekend away with Mary. What the fuck happened?
They're all dead except for what? The virgin unmarried women. Is that right?
What did you do here? God, you said to take them all out.
Oh, yeah, it's not like God would know that would happen.
Yeah.
It was a busy weekend, as I said.
So what about that other story where they were commanded? I forgot what tribe that was. They were commanded to wipe them out and all the livestock, but they saved some of the livestock, so they didn't do it. And God was pissed off because they didn't do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hyperbolic, doesn't sometimes means bollocks. Hyperbolics, sometimes that means. But, the other thing is it explains the resurrection, or probably the lack of, right? I mean, Jesus comes down. He goes, it says to God, I'll be resurrected. Yeah, you'll be resurrected. No worries. No worries. And this explains Jesus' last words, right? "Oh, Father, why have you forsaken me?" I was being hyperbolic. I wasn't actually going to resurrect you. What do you fucking think? Do you think I'm going to hell, by the way?
Gotta swear Yahweh's really Satan.
For people, so that's one argument. The other argument is, what's the other argument? Oh, okay. And again, the other argument is that, what was the other argument? The other argument was, again, that these beings were, offshoots of the Nephilim or something like that. But see, I personally disagree with that, because when I hear Christians resort to that line of argumentation, try to say, oh, God wouldn't put this kind of command against humans, so that's why we know that these had to be Nephilim or half God, half angels or something like that. To me, that's kind of an eisegetical approach to the text, because I don't see anything, unless you could point it out to me, because I've read 1 Samuel 15 many times, and I've never gotten any idea that the Amalekites were offspring of the Nephilim or related to the Anunnaki, I think it's called, which Goliath came from and stuff like that. So go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to point out the only person, right, without books behind them, right, is the person claiming to have read a book. I just want to point that irony out there. And secondly, he doesn't get that, these Nephilim or half angels, right? God's wiping out angels now, for goodness sake. I mean, do we really believe anything that this is coming down to? If it wasn't hyperbolic, right, it's just bollocks. It's either hyperbolics or it's bollocks, whichever way you look at it. Carry on.
Okay. It's bollocks, but it's hyper.
See, although I'm kind of wondering how, because if everybody died during the flood except for the people that was on the ark,
right?
Family, I guess.
Yeah, but it seems to me, but let me just I'll wrap it up here. To me, I think Christians are in danger of compromising the truth of Scripture just because they find things in the Bible about God's actions or behavior that they may not agree with or maybe understand. So in order to try to make...
Well, maybe perhaps you should definitely question the morality of this God that you're worshiping.
Ah, you mean Yahweh the warrior God? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that God. Yeah.
Yes.
The gospel with things in the Bible more palatable, they'll try to soften these things by saying, oh, well, they weren't really human. They were just half human and half something like that. So they were cursed offspring. So morally it doesn't matter. And that's the impression I get when I hear these type of arguments saying that that the Amalekites weren't human. But I want to get you guys to take you.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think that that's not an argument I think is that strong using the Nephilim, because I just don't see enough support for that in the Bible. But I would also
get some agreement here.
I've heard the argument, so I can say Michael Heiser's book does lay out some arguments for that, but I'm not sure I'm totally in agreement with what he says. But what I also want to say is what you just said with hyperbole. Paul Copan, who's wrote that book, Is a God a Moral Monster? He's actually done a lot on this idea of hyperbole, and it's like, when you say, like what we do today we say, man, they slaughtered that team on the football game, and you don't mean they literally slaughtered the team, but sometimes you'll see that kind of stuff.
That's the book.
Yeah, who's the author again?
Paul Copan is Copan, and the book is called Is God a Moral Monster? It's a really good book because he actually looks into all the ancient context and he explains why some of the stuff is in there. Why do we see this hyperbole? Like when God said to drop.
Because... well, the only thing I see a tribe invoking the name of a god to justify their actions
and claim territory, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Especially as one. I mean, if you look through history, right? There's around 1100 BC. This tribe of warlike peoples came through this area and decimated the Hittites. The Egyptians almost fell. The Cretians fell. The Ammonites fell. And the only tribe left completely untouched was the smallest tribe going. Right? I mean, it's just not fucking real, is it? You know what I mean? So it's pretty clear that the history that this particular little tribe started from, it's just dated much, much later than 1100 BC. And of course, most of the major civilizations had started and began to fall by that time. So, it beggars belief, right, that they would have been that this particular story that runs through the Bible is even vaguely historical. I mean, it's clearly made up when you consider the histories that these other tribes that are allegedly wiped out by this tiny little tribe, and and enslaved by the Egyptians, for instance. Well, I mean, no, you know what I mean. That's not what the records from the pyramid building show. And the pyramids are quite late on in the Egyptian Empire. I mean, they're not early, right? I mean, they are literally quite late in the history of Egypt in the Golden Empire. So I don't think that I don't think all of these kind of like talking about Nephilim and these mythical kind of imagery of the start of the civilization. No, that tribe wasn't even around at the time, right? The Elamites and the Hittites and these, I mean, they were all around thousands of years before this tribe even came into existence. I mean, it's just nonsense. It really is nonsense when you look at it historically. Sorry to bang on about that, but
go ahead.
Gets me sometimes because it's just they so happily rewrite history, right? They do it so easily, right? The flood myth and the Garden of Eden myth, and all of these myths are carried down from other previous civilizations. The Ten Commandments, right? That was around 1,000 years before the Israelites or the Judeans wrote it down, right? That was discovered a long time before and written down in stone a long time before. Is it any wonder, right, that these myths keep coming down or came down through the Bible? Well, not particularly, because they're just parrots of it. I mean, they're literally parroting these stories. They're not even coming up with original versions of them, right? Moses goes up to the mountains and comes down with the Ten Commandments on stone. Well, I mean, no, they were already written on stone, in granite, right? At least 1,500 years before the Israelites even thought about doing it. It's crazy. And of course, just so happens that the Judeans were enslaved by the very nations, right, or by the very empires that wrote those laws down in stone.
Right.
Go fucking figure. It's just unbelievable how they can't even see the wood for the trees.
My favorite, though, is when the Jews escaped Egypt to go to the land that at the time we know for a fact Egypt controlled. So they escaped Egypt to flee to Egypt.
And they, not even that, they got lost on the way.
Yeah, I got lost on the way. They couldn't just follow the ocean. Or the sea, I guess.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Drive the Canaanites out of their land. And he did say to drive the Canaanites out of their land. Canaanites could have taken their babies with them or their wives and moved along. But the ones who chose to stay there chose to fight. And so you probably would imagine it's not the babies who are staying there. I'm sure they would, put their babies in a safe spot.
You could have left the land and not get hurt, but no.
Yeah, you've only been there for a few thousand years. What is your problem?
Out of Canaan if they knew they were about to go to war, essentially.
And G-Man, for you personally, well, not personally, but because we talk to a lot of the Hebrew Israelites. They like to refer to passages in the Bible that talk about how all of Edom is going to be wiped out and stuff like that. But we know, you and I both know that's not the case, because first of all, we see Edomites reappearing, and Canaanites doing things with the Israelites later on. And even in the book of Amos, it talks about how there'll be some remnant of Edom being preserved by God himself.
Actually intermarrying with them too, because in the law, they have permission after the third generation to marry with the Israelites.
Enter Doeg the Edomite, I think was a servant of David. I forget exactly where, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, Elam fell again. Let me see, it was being taken over by the Persians. So, I mean, we're talking 1250, 1750 BC at least. There was probably no sign of the Elamites. They certainly don't come into history. They're a nation that rises alongside the Sumerians. And the Sumerians fell in 2500 BC, somewhere around there. Right, so again, the history line here is just completely fucked up. Obviously, they've heard about myths and stories about places called, these places which were revered by other nations, because there weren't many nations around at the time. Certainly civilizations, right? And certainly civilizations that had writing. So, it's just preserved myths from when the Jews were from when the Judeans were in slavery. Why were they enslaved? Because they didn't pay their tidings to their overlords, right? That had conquered their land, right? And that's the problem. They just kept refusing to pay them. So every now and again, these Babylonians would just come back and kick the shit out of them until they paid up again.
So what you're saying is the Jews were the first free men on the land, and the man was keeping them down.
The man was definitely keeping them down, but the man kept them down, right? I mean, there's a reason that Sargon of Akkad, his name is mentioned for years later, because he was a hell of a warlord, you know what I mean? And the same thing with the Babylonians, and the same thing with the Hittites as well. Same thing with the Greeks. And all of those great empires were beaten by, what later became potentially the Philistines or whoever the sea peoples were that had battles with Egypt, right? All of
the sea peoples.
Whoever they are. Yeah.
Archaeology's explanation for anything that happens around that time period in that area.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's the end. It's the beginning of the modern age. I mean, it's the end of the Bronze Age, isn't it? I mean, that's the point about it. So it's likely to be a Northern European tribe, right, or tribes, several of which probably that have found the use of iron.
Yeah, but I just always loved it. I remember back in university where there's just, we were studying that part of history. It's like, and then then this happened. And then someone would ask why. And then he would go, sea peoples.
Sea peoples. Yeah, I mean, there's some, there is some stuff like some of the Greek myths. If you go through Jason and the Argonauts, right, they sail to a land.
I'll be right back.
Which is allegedly has these magnetic stones, right, which are like iron ore, and this iron ore is on the surface. So it was known in like 1200 or whatever the date of those myths are from. The rocks were known. So again, I don't see it. I see it as being quite consistent with the myths and histories of Northern Europe, or Southern Europe, rather, I should say. Also, there are maybe some other indicating factors like, other technologies, etc., which potentially could explain why there was a movement of lots of people south rather than, which would account for large groups of migrating people. But anyway, that's another thing altogether. That's just another thing altogether. Because of course the Judeans not, the Bible wasn't even started really till whatever 500 BC or 600 BC.
Yeah, most of them was canonized.
Most of the myths were started or were written down in that language by them around that time. Some of them say it goes back a little further, but none of it goes back to much more than 1000 BC, even if you generously give them some inscriptions on stone.
Well, yeah, I mean, the language just isn't there that far back.
No. And, that kind of explanation would account for why so many of the myths in the Bible come from seemingly pre-existing Babylonian myths, right? Like the flood and the Garden of Eden, etc. And, slavery, right? Why were they enslaved? Where were they enslaved? Well, maybe it wasn't Egypt after all. Maybe they just wanted to pay to Egypt as the bad guy because, You know, they wanted to fight for their freedom. You know, against both the Canaanites and the Egyptians, which, as you say, you know, Egypt had dominated that land for at least 1200 BC onwards. In waves, probably. I mean, that's the other thing. So there may have been a few times when they were free to build, and etc. later on, when Egypt wasn't so dominant, and that would make more sense, right? But that doesn't happen around 1200 BC. Yeah, I mean that doesn't happen until the Babylonians kick the Egyptians out, or the Akkadians, I should say. But you know, again, this is all supposition on my part. I'm not sure. It just seems to me a more logical explanation of why the myths have so much in common with the myths from the Middle East and from that region, especially Mesopotamia.
Look, it's just the devil.
Yeah, it could be the devil. Yeah.
Look, Occam's razor. You have all that nonsense. I got one devil. Is that how that works?
Right.
Yeah.
That's another thing as well. Anyway, sorry, Brojo, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I see Truth Speller paid us a visit.
Yeah. There is I had a run-in with Dee Dee a few days ago, and I was having fun, presenting kind of a troll argument to someone who was kind of a asshat. And Dee Dee heard about it. Like the guy I was arguing with told Dee Dee. Dee Dee specifically asked to talk to me. I come into the server that he's hiding in, right? And I introduce myself again, saying, "Oh, it's Cerberus. You know who I am." And then he immediately mutes and deafens me. Like server mutes and deafens me and won't talk. So I think he's actually terrified of me.
Well, I have to say, I mean, that is undoubtedly the case, that's for sure. But he is a changed man, DD. Whereas before he used to at least engage in at least a one-sided conversation. Now he won't even engage in a one-sided conversation. Now he just engages in monologue, full stop. He's got really bad. He has got really bad. His temper's got worse, as he's getting older, and he keeps getting beaten up by atheists. Now he's terrible. Unless he can mute you on will, he won't even engage. I went in. I didn't even say anything. I just went in under my name, and he just went, "Oh, hang on a minute, everybody!" Stopped the whole conversation in the room and went, "Is that Simon's Funk that used to be on G+?" I went, "Yeah," and he went, "You're blocked."
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me.
That was it. He just said, "I remember you."
But the bastard was all fine. He specifically asked to talk to me. Not he didn't use my name, but he said, "Get that guy in here. I want to argue with him." and then decided that when he found out it was me, it wasn't worth it.
Oh, he is funny. Oh, he is funny. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. I mean, again, any of the old crowd, you know what I mean, that used to beat the fuck up out of him. And obviously he feels totally threatened because we can always drop in the big bomb, which is, "Oh yeah, we remember you when you were actually a fucking ignoramus idiot that didn't like." Anyway, whatever. I don't know. He hasn't changed that much, really, I suppose.
No.
Other than, as I say, now he'll just interrupt you, and if you try and speak over him, he'll just mute you because he won't be in a room unless he's got mod controls now.
Oh yeah. I mean that's why he's hiding on that Red Politics.
Oh yeah. Right. Or there's been several others he's been on before, but
it's the people who would hang around him in the politics server, right? That all kind of got kicked out for being asshats.
Yeah.
And then they started the new server where it's really just the Christians that like DD.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, they won't let anything more than one or two atheists into the room at one time. and even then, only one's allowed to speak. You know, and yet they will sit and snipe you from the side. Oh boy, they will. Which I don't mind so much. I think that's fair enough. You know, after all, I mean, it wasn't like that in Nadia's, right? We'd allow several Christians in at once, and it wasn't one on one. It was several on several. But occasionally, like, Matt Bell would come in the room, and he'd just that's it. He'd start on everybody all at once, just to cause as much chaos as possible. But then, we know why now, because he's a fucking wanker.
All stunking dog.
But yeah, I mean,
Hey, Brojo knows about that, right? You know what happened to Matt Bell, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody knows what happened to Matt Bell. Jesus, that went around the community quicker than
Has he been sentenced yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think he got 9 years.
Ooh.
Something like that.
That's actually kind of low for what I thought.
Well, maybe in a Scottish jail for a paedophile, that's not,
Yeah,
that's not going to be a fun time. I can tell you that right now. Especially someone that goes in with his attitude. You know what I mean?
You know what you ought not to do.
Yeah. You don't do that. What do you mean I don't fucking do that? Smack.
Now you know what's going to happen to you now.
Yeah. But, there you go. They were, I mean, that was one of the best times I had. I wouldn't say that one of the best times, but certainly one of the
built ourselves an Eiffel Tower in Scotland.
Yeah, one of the most entertaining times was when Matt Bell started having a go at Dee Dee. Oh, that was just your fucking club. The problem with you, Dee Dee, is you're never going to bring anyone to Christianity. Now, if that isn't the fucking pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what the fuck is. Oh, jeez. That was such a funny conversation as they just started arguing each other. And Dee Dee's trying to get a word in edgeway, and Matt Bell's shouting over the top of him, and then Dee Dee's trying to fucking cut him off at every opportunity. Oh, fuck, it was funny.
Well, Dee Dee was on Math Pig's channel just yesterday and did a debate with, well, not a debate, or a discussion with this guy, Richard Madsen. You familiar with? Do you know this guy? You familiar with Richard Madsen?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get acquainted with him. I don't know where he stands, but he admittedly only read the Bible once. He's claiming to be a Christian, but then he has these other strange beliefs that they didn't really get into. But this had to be one of the shortest debates that Doc Dawkins or discussions he had with this guy, because he got totally frustrated with him. So if you want, I can play like the last 10 minutes of it if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do it.
If you want to get an idea, okay.
Just before you do, I had someone in a hangout the other day claiming that they'd beaten DD. And they said, I beat him in 20 minutes. And I remember listening to it, and it was just DD talking over the top of him, trying to mute him. It was the funniest thing I've ever fucking heard. Okay, yeah. Sorry, that was just a by the by.
Okay, it's all right.
But it's just people going, "Oh, beating DD, I must be a good debater." No, mate. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah.
So, which guy is it? The Demolished Doctrine?
Right. That's his name's Richard Madsen.
Okay, cool. And this is on Mathpig, who is, as I understand it, a known troll.
A troll?
Oh yeah, Mathpig is a troll and a half. Yeah.
Really? I don't take him as a troll.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe he does some trollish things.
I just maybe I'm confusing him with another Mathpig or something called Mathpig. Or
are you thinking of Luca Pig?
Luca Pig, yeah. Is that the same guy?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure yet. But okay, carry on.
Coming, where he sets up his kingdom for 1,000 years. Then there are people like myself who are premillennials, who believe that there are yet to be fulfilled prophecies regarding the land, the Abrahamic covenant, that Jesus will fulfill when he comes again. And then we have people like postmillennials who will see that the millennium will just simply be an elongated period of time where Christianity spreads throughout the world to such an extent, and when it reaches a certain point of expansion that Christ will return. Right now, there are other prophetic views, but the fact that you don't even have a basic familiarity with that, I'm very surprising. Well, you should if you're gonna comment on why, because these are different hermeneutical approaches, and that if you're not familiar with the different views, it means that you may not understand that you have probably an idiosyncratic view of Revelation. You already have. I have never in my entire Christian life heard anyone, not one Bible scholar, of any kind, who, in fact, of the Bible scholars that I have met and talked to, if I told any one of them that the New Testament, that I talked with somebody who thinks that the New Testament books were actually codified in heaven and then brought down to earth, they would laugh.
They might, and thank you for pointing that out. I really appreciate that.
This guy has an idea that the Bible, the writers of the Bible wrote it afterwards or out in heaven, and then came and it's really strange. I'm still trying to wrap my head around what he actually believes. He's also saying about how he believes Jesus was the only prophet. And he uses like this one line of scripture, and we went to go look the killing of the prophets. There'll be no other prophets or something like that. It was just really weird what he was. I didn't think he was fully prepared. Other people disagreed, but I don't think he was prepared. You have to go back and watch the whole thing.
Here's the thing: I've talked to this guy before.
Okay,
and that is he has more weird views than that. But
there's like other gods or other planets or something like that.
He is as prepared as his position can be. Right, and his tactic, even though he probably doesn't think it's a tactic, it's basically what he did right there, which is, thank you for telling me that, and then I'll just promptly ignore everything you said and continue on my way.
It frustrates the shit out of him, which people like. They did like seeing D get frustrated.
I think he's an accidental genius.
Yeah.
Very, very different from anything I've ever heard of. And you with 40 some odd years experience, very different from anything you've ever heard of. I know. That's it. I think that's very interesting, especially since I've only read the Bible once.
See?
So no, I don't know all these terms that you're using. And actually, I think for commonality and people who haven't studied the Bible for 40 years, it's actually best if we. I'm sorry, did you ask me to not run over you and speak over you? Is that what you asked me to do a few minutes ago and I complied?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yet? Are you done?
I was in the middle of a sentence. Do you think I'm done?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you tend to be a little bit long-winded.
No, give him 2 minutes.
That is rich.
I know that is fucking rich, right?
Oh, mate, that's nothing compared to what he sometimes says. He accused somebody of he made like 5 points in an argument once in one go, and I remember sitting there now going, right, well, I got maybe 3. I said, all right, I've got 3 things to say back to that. Firstly, you said this, and this is my answer to that. Secondly, I said this, and this is, and I got halfway through that, and he started interrupting me. I went, no, hang on. And he goes, well, how long is this going to take? I said, well, I'm still responding to what you said on the second point. I've still got another one after this because you made 3 points, didn't you? And he was like, oh, no, I didn't. I only wanted you to comment on one of them. Fuck off. Anyway, typical.
Yeah, typical.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so are you familiar with the Bible or not?
Read it once, yeah.
Okay. Other than reading it once, do you have a basic familiarity with the Bible?
You mean familiarity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, familiarity.
Okay, so I think I do pretty good.
Okay. What's the 5th book in the New Testament?
5th book. Now you're gonna make me count stuff.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus.
No, don't help. Don't help.
Yeah, this is embarrassing.
What's embarrassing?
You're telling me what the Bible is and what it says, And you couldn't even answer that question?
Oh, I don't
Okay.
I don't have them memorized in order. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the book of Second Hezekiah in the Old Testament, the New Testament, or the Apocrypha?
Hezekiah.
The book of Second Hezekiah, is it in the Old Testament?
Second Hezekiah. Oh, that would be
New Testament?
apocryphal.
Okay. No, I said, is it in the Old Testament, the New Testament, or in the Apocrypha?
It doesn't exist.
It would be apocryphal.
Okay, there is no such book.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's not in the Bible for sure.
That was a joke question.
Okay, well, I told you it's not in the Bible. It's apocryphal.
Can you tell me what the last book in the Old Testament is?
The book of Revelation of Jesus Christ, specifically.
Can I just point out? Can I just point something out? No.
I want to know what the last
We
book
said this
in
earlier.
the Old
I'm
Testament.
just going to keep talking until there's like 5 seconds of silence. We have already discussed, and Richard already admitted this. This is a learning difficulty that Richard has. To be able to point on something that he can't remember. We're welcome to give moderation.
You guys are wasting my time. Listen, Richard is a deer in the headlights. He's totally clueless. He doesn't have the foggiest idea of what he's talking about. Richard,
Can I answer your question, though?
What is the last book in the Old Testament?
Last book in the Old Testament, let's see, it's Children of the Corn, and the main character with the red hair.
So you don't know?
And hold on a second. I'm getting there. Malachi.
Okay.
He's right.
It took you a long time to figure that out.
Yeah, I've read it once.
Okay. So if you've read the Bible once, but then you tell me that the Bible was codified in heaven because of some verse that you can't even tell me where it is. You can't even look it up.
No, I declined looking up. I didn't say I couldn't look it up. It's just inconvenient right now.
Well, then I have no reason to believe that the verse you're quoting supports what you're saying.
Wait. The first time you said that, you found 30 of them.
Yeah, none of the verses that I've looked at support your contention that the New Testament books were codified in the New Testament. And in fact, the content of the New Testament books, where Paul is speaking
What?
in
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
He's saying what? The New Testament wasn't codified? That doesn't make sense. I thought it was at Nicaea. That was one of the things, wasn't it? They decided is what books went into the New Testament. So?
Yeah, that was one of the
yeah. There's more than one of them, but yeah, that's one of them.
Trent.
Oh, maybe it was Trent then, yeah, perhaps. I don't remember the exact one, but one of them decided what the books were going to be. I remember that.
Well,
So
Richard made some kind of claim that the Gospels were put together like another planet or something.
See, if I remember correctly, this guy that's talking to DD has had something like visions or like some sort of divine revelation, and that is how he interprets what he reads. Right, so all his ideas are a little wacky compared. Well, I shouldn't even say it's not like they're more wacky than DD's.
Yeah, I was going to say
they're just different than DD's.
Compared to most.
He's doing a whole series with Math Pig. He's doing a whole series on the Book of Enoch. Them too. I didn't care to even listen to him.
Is that Enoch Powell, is it? Yeah, anyway, carry on. That's a British joke.
Okay. But you know, fucking though Math Pig told him, hey, listen, he's got a learning disability. He's like, just cut him off. He didn't care. You're wasting my time.
Yeah. You guys.
So
you don't know what you're talking about because you're not fucking listening to me.
So Christ-like, Duncan. Oh,
he's probably the worst. I would say the worst Christian that I've met on the YouTubes. I mean, I've met some pretty bad ones, mind you. I mean, if you think about, how are you today? Yes or no, Roy? Right? I mean, he was pretty bad, right?
Yeah, and Matt Bell's a pedophile, so just tells you how much about DD.
Yeah. I remember with Roy. I remember we were in a Airmean hangout, and Airmean's daughter came in briefly, and fucking Roy was all over it, like it was like she was fresh meat. It was just a fucking hysterical. I couldn't stop laughing. Holy was in there. I just could not stop laughing as Roy's going, yeah, let me just talk to Herman's daughter. How old is she? How old is she? Oh, dear.
I miss Roy. Roy was fun.
Oh,
Roy. I wonder if he's still doing those shows with that redhead.
Oh, yeah.
In Facebook there. I forgot her name.
Roy's conversion story.
About his present conditions on earth. So that would contradict that they were written in heaven.
I can see that view, yeah.
You have a contradiction on your hands.
No, it's not a contradiction. It's a contextual problem.
So was Paul lying when he made contemporaneous references?
See, that's a straw man. I never said Paul lied.
All right, listen. You're wasting my time. You're an absolute deer in the headlights. You're a kook. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Well, you were pretty nice anyway. Oh, well, that was rude.
And that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
That probably frustrates Dee more than anything else because he always says thank you.
I've seen that guy around before, actually.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to remember where I talked to him before, and I would have said Brojo's if Brojo doesn't seem to know a whole lot about who he is. So it must have been like Jay's channel or something.
I mean, because after that hangout he had with Dee, they had an after party. I went in there. You know, there was a couple of people who showed up, Messenger Reveals and Jim Majors.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
As much as I like Jim, please, Jim.
But other than that, I think I might have chatted with him briefly in Math Pig's room once. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now as well.
Yeah.
I'd say MK's, but no, it wasn't MK's. It was before that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I was the only one in there. Like maybe even you were in there.
Yeah, I've seen him before for sure.
Back to MK's room.
I don't think it was MK's, but it was.
It was about that long ago, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Who else do we go into? We didn't go into that many. I mean, Nadia's. It must have been Nadia's if it wasn't MK's. You know?
Well, I don't think it was Nadia's for me because I hadn't been in there for a really long time. He might have been in there though too.
I didn't think it was offhand. I thought it was somewhere else, but difficult to say. Oh, there was a period around the Rob Beasley time that I was going into other hangouts. Anyway, doesn't matter now.
No.
Yeah. At least Dee came out of his shell for 5 minutes in order to get pissed off and fuck off again. That's funny. Oh dear, back of the days though, eh? Oh, we used to get him to, before he had mod controls in channels, we used to get him to rage quit and everything. Oh dear. Oh, fun times. Oh,
just like some Roy Montero stuff now.
Yeah. Just find that Emin one. That was just fucking outrageous. I'm sure there was one with Serve and me in there where we just kept asking him yes or no questions, and then when he wouldn't answer yes or no.
See, well, the thing I remember most about talking to that guy is he would the pretense for me being in the room with him was me and whoever else was in there was supposed to like help him work out like what if there were any flaws in any of the things that he was saying. And you would tell him like a little simple critique, and he would say thank you, and then go, but and then just proceed like you didn't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like okay, like.
Oh dear. I remember there was another guy like that, not as bad as, but someone like Jeff Keller, I think, who came in and Said, "Oh, I've written some book, and I want some help with it. I want some critique on it." And we all went, "Yeah, all right, no fucking problem, no fucking problem." And and he produced this book, which turned out to be 2 pages of some fucking shit argument that was just appalling. Which every fucking 3-line or 4-line fucking argument was just terrible. Was begging the question, straw man, and all sorts of just horrible stuff. So we went through it. And again, I seem to remember you were there, so but I don't know why. I always think you're there because I have the most fun in hangouts with you. But and we went through these arguments, and they were just appalling. And I criticised them and critiqued them, and was really helping him, as I thought helping him, because he wanted help, and he wrote it all down, and he wrote the corrections down, and I pointed out where the flaws were, and he spent an hour and a half with him. And then 3 days later, he's had it again, right? And he's doing it again, and he's gone into another hangout with somebody, and he hasn't corrected the arguments at all, right? At all. So I went in and started arguing with him again. I said, "Look, you're supposed to have corrected this one already. I thought you were writing them down. You said you were writing them down." And he goes, "Oh, well, I don't know. I didn't really agree with it." So I said, "Well, we'll go through it again then. No problem." So I started going through it again. And then he started getting into more and more arguments about it. And then I started saying, "Well, why do you think this?" And I went, "Why do you think that?" And it turned out that he was some kind of massive racist and neo-Nazi type geezer. And I was like, "What the might not have been Jeff Keller." Oh no, it was some guy that he looked like he had one of those white beards like the.
Oh wait, I think I remember this because didn't the text we were critiquing wasn't it a Google Doc?
Yeah.
I still have. I saw this a few days ago, and I still have access to that doc. 1 second, I'll find out who it is.
Oh please, yo, please, because it's fucking hysterical how bad this thing is. Oh, it's worse than that time that Kathleen came in, and then with her physics argument.
Yeah. The is it the supposed solution to the Muslim problem? Is it that one?
No, the Kathleen one. No, it was
No, not the Kathleen one. The other guy.
The other guy. I can't remember what the argument was about. I really can't. I mean, it was just a terrible set of arguments.
Who was it?
What was the guy's name?
Here it says Iron Nation.
No.
No, wait. Was it Ordine? Odine?
No.
Was it him either?
No. It was a guy with a white beard, and he looked like one of what's that religious group that date back everything in olden days.
Oh, you mean I want to say Mennonites, and they are Mennonites, but you mean Amish.
Yeah, that's it. And he looked like one of those.
Let me open some of these here so I can see what's inside.
I remember the guy's name now. Keller.
No, not Jeff Keller. No.
No, he was the libertarian, wasn't he? The guy that was. Yeah. I think he turned out to be anti-Semitic, but I'm not certain. But anyway, this other guy was like a right fucker.
Damn, I know I saw it not that long ago because I clicked on it thinking, "What the fuck's this?"
I was horrible. It's horrible. He was so smug with it.
Guitar? Did the guy play guitar?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, he might do. A lot of Americans play guitar, as it turns out.
Okay. The one I opened it up here. The one I remember is Odine.
Okay,
that's the one I have the document for. And I know you were in here because we have we wrote a bunch of red script in his arguments where we were basically correcting the things that he was doing.
Okay, did he look like an Amish or?
I don't think he ever got on camera. I don't think it's him that you're thinking of.
I don't think so. I think it's going back further.
Yeah,
and Odine wasn't a racist. Right? Odine was actually kind of a nice guy.
Yeah, no, Odine was all right. Yeah, for sure.
That's why I'm wondering if it was the solution to the Muslim problem.
Did we have Beasley and this person in the room at the same time? One time?
No, not the person I'm thinking of. They didn't overlap.
No.
This guy was like kicked out of the community when it turned out he was what a piece of shit he was.
I don't think Iron knows that he's made this
It's definitely
document public.
Oh, are you the thing you've got is from Iron, is it?
Well, this other one is, and I'm just sitting here looking at it. He has basically how he thinks the government should operate. And one of the things, the first thing I read was Western government should work to secure refugee safe zones. That's not what I read. 1 second here. Oh, damn it. I just saw it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Western government should work with Asian and Russian partners to secure long-term stability in key regions, wherever the fuck that means.
It's weird.
You all remember Iron, right?
Yeah,
He is a giant racist.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Well, he's not a giant racist, but he is a racist. He started hanging out with Dionysus. Right, they became best pals for a while. He turned up a little while ago in Tom Rabbit's server on Discord, but then promptly got kicked out again.
Yeah, because they had the Nazi purge.
They did. That's right. All credits of Tom Rabbit, I think. There.
It just so happened that they were all the Nazis.
Well, I mean, that's where a lot of the YouTube Nazis went after, because they didn't have a home, you know. And if they were if they weren't extreme, then you know.
I remember the last time I tried to explain this to Tom. It was probably the last time I talked to him. Because he wanted his server to be sort of a free for all, right?
Yeah.
Where more or less everyone was welcome, and I tried to explain to him on the internet, if that's what you're going to do, you're going to have a Nazi bar. And then you got a Nazi bar.
Yeah, well, again, he had Dio on, right, and still does, right? And the only thing is they now mute Dio every time he says anything racist. So he stopped saying so much that's racist, and they got rid of Iron. So I think that was a big help for Dio, is not having so many racists around. Although there's still a few in there, because a lot of them just moved over to what's his name server.
Yeah, they all moved.
Jovan server, that's it. Oh wow! How old is that? Oh yeah, Brother John, I want to talk to you afterwards. I need to ask you a question. When we're off air. Wow, look at Nadia's room. That's way back in California, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Yuri and Ruben was still around, so this was a long time ago. This must be the first Beasley.
Yeah. Although no, that screen is the second Beasley screen, I think.
You mean like the Japanese?
Although he looks a lot younger. Maybe he just never changed the screen. He does look younger than I remember.
He looks less stressed.
I've got a video you can play if you want from, I don't know if it's still up, from Boyle Piss, where we did a Rob Beasley session.
Oh, man, it muted me. No wonder. Yeah, this is from 2014.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's way back when I first started. Really.
Yeah. I was trying to find some fucking Roy. Now you have me looking.
You must have a hangout labeled Roy something.
I'm looking. I know I did. I put in the search, and for some reason it wasn't coming up.
That last one, I actually think he has some kind of learning disability. Because
somewhat, sorry.
Well, I think he has some kind of learning disability, because the last time I talked to Roy, he was in the room about trying to teach us about how trust actually works. And I was just trying to explain to him what people actually mean when they say, they don't trust you that much. And he wasn't getting it. Well, of course, with Roy, right, it had to be you trust me or you don't trust me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yes or no, of course. Yeah. Yeah. In the beginning, yes or no.
And he couldn't get that when someone says, I don't trust you that much. More or less what they're saying is they doubt your ability to do that thing.
Mm.
Or to do that thing the way you would want it to be done. Or they would want it to be done. So if I told Roy, I don't trust you enough to let you drive my vehicle, that just means I doubt that you will treat my vehicle in the way I wish it would be treated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think there's a high likelihood you're going to crash.
Yeah. Essentially. Yeah.
Fuck off.
But no, Roy would be like, "Oh, then you just don't trust me." Period.
And if my hackles go up anytime somebody says "trust me," I mean they just immediately my hackles go. Hang on a minute. Nobody asks to trust them unless they've got a reason, and if they're not given the reason, then you shouldn't trust them. You know. I mean that's the same thing with what's his name? Deceive McClown of the McClown clan of Clan McClown. As I heard his new name is when he goes, "Oh, trust me, yeah, trust me." No, fuck off. Not a fucking chance.
I really like his sidekick's nickname, Checkers.
Checkers.
That's what everyone's calling her, Checkers.
I think another name for I've heard is 62 IQ. That one's quite a good one.
So remember fucking Phantom Lion?
Yeah. That fucking weirdo.
Oh, I just came across a hangout. We were him. Yeah.
I do remember the first time I talked to him because Jello was also in the room, and Jello went, "Are you a furry?" that was the start of a kind of a shitstorm, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I should think so.
This particular one was him, Ermine, Green Soul, Fiction Fighter.
Wow. There's some names.
What else was in there?
Really, it's a good idea. Listen,
There you go.
it's a fashion idea.
Yay, fiction.
Rags, right? And you roll it with okay, like what color were you looking for? Like a dark gold or a light gold?
No, she said bold.
Bold. Okay, what color? What color though?
She said the blue was too bold.
It's fucking John in there. John the Jew.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, John.
The Jew tile.
Just recently.
August 2nd, 2014. Fuck.
August, wow.
Oh, what happened? Who was the guy that was the ex radio host?
James.
The James. I kind of like James.
Idol Smasher. Yeah, he no more after Google's left. He quit doing it. He's done. Yeah, I liked him. Yeah, there are a bunch of hangouts on him.
He could be a bit fruity at times as well, couldn't he? He could get a bit testy.
Yeah, but like most of the time he was kind of just a normal dude.
Yeah, he was nice enough. I used to get on with him. Considering he was on the opposite side and the extreme opposite.
Yeah.
Should I, debate them? I mean, I don't know what to do.
Fucking Sappho. Man,
Oh, wow. That was his old name. Well, yeah. So.
I don't know. Give them Cerberus.
Anyway, you're on Discord, aren't you, brother John?
Yeah, not much.
You are on Discord. You can go on it, can you?
Oh yeah, I can go on there. I got yeah, and Heretic actually even set me up with a server, which never
Cool.
used.
Yeah, no, I think I'm a member. So you should be able to find me. Okay, I'm under my same name, but I'd like you to send me that playlist that you got from. I think you got it from Faith for Nadia's.
Oh, I hope I still have that because I think there was like an unlisted playlist.
That's everything's unlisted on Nadia's now. Yeah, but I'm desperate to get hold of it because she gave it to quite a few people.
It was weird. How did I get that? I think I did a search and then I don't know how I got it and it was unlisted. I can give you. You got the.
Or you can put it in the inside chat now in the
Yeah,
private.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me find it.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it because I want to go through some of the old Hangouts. You know. And
What I think is that one video was part of a whole other list, so it probably should take you there. I don't know who's lit.
Well, I need the playlist.
Right. Let me see what I can do here.
Because that's all my early stuff from the thing, and I've got nothing other than that. I mean, I spent so much time in Nadia's Hangouts, you know.
Sure.
The woman's done, so I'm going to go to bed.
Go to bed.
Hey, sir. Always a pleasure, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Same.
You make Hangouts fun.
Woo.
Woohoo. Here we go. Oh wait a minute! Was it this? This is the no. This is the guy with the beard. You talking about? Was he a Christian?
Yeah, he pretend. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Was it
Mike? Is it Mike something? Yeah, Mike something.
Mike?
Yeah, definitely Mike something.
I'm curious. Let me see if I can screen share.
Mike.
No, is that video details? I don't know if you see this picture of this guy here.
No, that's not him.
It's not him?
No.
Okay. All right. That's an old one. That was a clip where he freaking sent me to hell. That was funny. This guy. He got all angry and frustrated with me. You're going to hell. I gotta find this. Where is it now?
When I saw it in a video, you clicked on. You were playing one of Nadia's old Hangouts.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking for that.
You had a playlist with a load of Nadia's Hangouts in, but they were the fairly early ones, which are the ones I'm looking for because
yeah,
I've got a playlist of the later ones, but they're not really the ones that I need because obviously I was fairly early in some of them anyway. And I'm kind of looking for my really early videos. Like I had a massive debate with Seamus once, and I would love those debates again. And a few other people, you know.
Sure.
Jungle Joe, and Veckel, and
Do I have it in a private? Let's see.
can always again ask Faith, but I'd rather not have to bother her.
No, it's all right. Shucks, what the fuck? It's gonna take a little searching here.
Well, I'm sorry, Dan. Sorry, dude.
No worries. Search. Oh, wait a minute. Let's try this way.
Mike M.
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute.
You got it.
Hi, I'm John Green.
I think so. Did I? Is this it?
Don't know.
Hold on. Okay. Well, yes, I think this is it. I'm gonna put it. Tell me if this link works. I'm gonna put it in the private.
Okay.
Let me know if that works. Holy shit! There's a lot of fucking videos here.
Yeah, that works.
All right, very good. You see, it's like 160 of them.
Yeah. Oh, there's one with John with Mike with Keller, Jeff Keller, and that's not him. Definitely, he's not the person I'm thinking of.
There you go. Have fun.
Oh, thank you so much, Brother John. That's wonderful.
No problem.
Really
I'm
is.
still trying to find out how I think I just simply put in Nadia Yvette Chambers and the playlist came up, which it actually shouldn't have, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I can see I'm in quite a few already. Yeah, 3 or 4 there. Oh yeah, wicked.
You're gonna go down memory lane now.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem.
Oh, here's the one of me and fucking DPR Jones. Oh man. Oh, that was fucking brilliant. Oh, and there's the French one. Chrissy's early hangouts. Tom Rabbit's early hangouts. Oh, brilliant. I can see now.
Oh shit.
Oh wow, fucking her as well. Brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's fantastic. These are exactly the dates that I wanted as well. Oh, and there's the one with Shamos. Oh, brilliant. Oh. These aren't my early ones, but never mind. They'll do.
It would be such a task to go through these, right, and get like fucking snippets.
Look how many hours. Yeah, look how many hours there are. Oh, and Jim after he moved. Yeah, these are kind of middle ones, but wow. There's one with iron in. Another move for Nadia.
Yeah. Who's out there? Mike M. Who's Mike M? Is that Mike Martin out there? No. Lugman Ahmad. All right. Hey.
Mike.
I don't know.
Holiday.
Oh, Mike Holiday. Is that who you? No, that's not him. That's not who you were talking about earlier.
Isn't it?
Was it?
Maybe it is. Yeah, Mike Holiday. That rings a bell.
I remember fucking Mike Holiday. Shit, yes.
Did he have a white beard or what?
Yes, he did.
There you go. That's the geezer I'm talking about.
Mike Holiday. Yes. Yes. He wouldn't get on camera a lot, and he used to show his lamp. I remember a lamp on this little table lamp, and yeah. Oh man, now I'm gonna have to look up see if there's anything in my playlist.
Oh, fantastic! Well, if there is, we'll do a comment show on it. All right. We'll play it and do a comment show because man, oh man, that guy was fucking funny. He used to say some real dumb shit. Oh yeah.
Mike Holiday.
It's amazing how you can just drag names out of nowhere sometimes. Yeah.
Nothing's come up in the search.
Let's try a search in.
Trying to search my videos. Nothing's coming up.
Oh wow! I'd love to get hold of that Sean. I've done it again. There was a Cecil Seawater video where we played like this amazing game of I don't know, films.
Oh, yes, I
An
remember.
hour long, and we just kept coming up with more and more films that were connected with anal.
Yes,
And it was really fucking funny.
I remember that. Wow. Oh, God, that was hysterical.
Yeah, man.
Nadia was in such rare form.
Oh, was she ever? Oh, God.
Yes.
She laughed. Yeah. I remember, yeah. There was
Miles.
Art, Gus, me. I can't remember who else was in it. Just loads of people that just went through. Emin got so pissed off because we just wouldn't stop.
You think it's in that playlist?
I doubt it.
Oh.
I wish it was. I wish it was because it was very funny.
Cecil. What, he changed his name to after that, I think.
Yeah, changed his name to Sean. Sean something, but yes. He is a nice guy as well. Really.
Terrible. But once you bring it up, then it triggers my memory.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm seeing one here in the thumbnail. Carlton. Oh. That was a shame.
Oh, Truth Speller here in one of them. This must be later on. Yeah, 2015, yeah. And Bob. Wow, Bob's here as well. Oh, and Ocean.
Yes.
Ocean in the days when he was a bit of a geek. I spoke to Art the other day, only about a week ago.
Who?
Art. What's his name in here? Let me find his name in here.
He had the Thor avatar?
Yeah, yeah.
How's he doing?
Yeah, he seemed pretty well, actually. What's his name in here? Let me just check.
In this one.
Actually, one thing first, Jackie Kite says the moderator should block Yada.
Yeah, it was Thor. Yeah, no, he was good. He came into Discord and said hi, and we had a little reminisce and what have you, but I haven't seen him since.
Wow.
I said come back because he's well missed, you know.
Yeah, I liked his style.
Yeah, always.
I like this style.
Funny guy. He destroyed Dee once. I mean, he was one of the earliest people that took Dee apart and just threw him a fucking, it was fucking hysterical the way he did it. Anyway, I really appreciate that.
No problem, Sam.
And that's great. I guess we should call it a night because it's quite a long hangout.
Yeah, it's a long hangout. I'm tired. Yeah.
I have passed my peak, to say the very least. But again, just real pleasure. That was a really good one, rekindling the old times. And before that,
no problem, Thomas.
Everybody on good forms, and it's nice to see. Thank you, everybody out there. Wild.
Mike M, thank you for triggering our memory. Mike Holiday. Now I gotta go find you.
Yeah. Really appreciate that.
All right, bro. Have a good night.
Yeah, take care then. I'll see you soon, I hope.
Yes.
Cheers,
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.